Like, I'm more scared of going away to Galatasaray than playing Bayern at home, to be honest.
Swung on, head in the air to right field and deep. It is high. Barkley takes it all the way. Bryant for the win.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast, Shirts versus Skins. We are back today with episode number 67, and this is going to be a good one. We're going to talk some Champions League football. The UCL draw came out. The good soccer is back finally. Transfer season is over. Just finished. Fabrizio Romano, you can go into retirement now for 4 months. We'll see you back in January. 17 hours, bro. 17 hours of screen time that guy gets. It's insane during the summer.
That's a typical day for Ahmed.
A typical day for
Typical day.
I think, Ahmed, you'd be getting to like 16 hours. I hit like 10.
Not even close. You're like 5 hours, and that's a lot. I was
Wow.
just gonna say though, like a lot of Fabrizio tweets are like literally like the same thing. Oh, like the João Cancelo to Barcelona was like since like 2 months ago. João Felix, like he just like retweeting the same tweet again and again. And some transfers, I'm sorry, but like nobody really cares about some like 16-year-old kid going from like Belgium to Australia. You know, at least not now.
But he did say that players actually give him information so he can like leak them.
No, yeah. He's
So those random 16-year-old
locked in
kids,
that
he's
guy.
probably like getting, connection with them. That's
Bro,
why.
I'm
You never
willing
know,
to
they-
bet. I'm willing to bet there's a lot of players who ask him to push transfers, and he just does it because
100%.
I mean that's his job. Build connections. Like
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Amrabat transfer was
100%.
Fabrizio pushing it. They're obviously boys, So
Yeah. Amrabat was dead ass like in the dark room for like 3 months waiting for United.
Yeah.
If you base it off like Fabrizio Romano's tweets.
Literally, it's like today Amrabat not training, waiting for United since April. Only
His dream.
transfer he wants. His dream club.
his
Oh.
his accent absolutely
we-
kills me
He has the best.
Yeah,
I was
the
in shock
funniest
at-
thing.
when he says show.
I was dead ass watching because I was at work that day. I was watching his stream for the deadline day on Kick. It was the funniest thing ever because like his hosts were trying to like ask him questions from like the fans, and half of them Fabrizio was like, "Bro, leave me alone. I got like 50 tweets to post. I'm talking to like 500 different people." It's the funniest thing. He's dead ass the king of Twitter. If we're really honest, the way that app goes, especially
yeah.
now with the ad revenue, he's the absolute king of it. You say,
Bro.
why does he repost all that shit? Dude, he's getting more engagements.
Mhm.
I deadass wonder how much money he gets from that ad
I was
revenue
just gonna
shit.
say-
He has to be number one.
Because, bro,
Has to be.
like, how Ahmed says, like, he posts a lot. Yeah, he does, but, like, impressions-wise, he probably gets millions of impressions.
Oh my goodness,
He
bro.
knows
Like,
what
he,
he's
he
doing.
probably
Yeah.
gets like around like 50 million.
More,
per day.
bro. More. Yo, I'm
Per
pretty
day,
sure,
I'm
like,
saying, per
oh,
day.
per day. Absolutely. And just impressions,
crazy.
not, like, bro, he probably makes so much money off that.
Probably
He's the GOAT.
billions and billions of
Yeah.
impressions.
He's the go. You know how they talk about Adrian Wojnarowski, Sham.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, dude, he's the go. David Ornstein, sit down. People like to talk about him. He's
Well,
not
I mean-
even in his level. I respect Ornstein because he's like reliable and he's like a proper journalist.
yeah.
But Fabrizio, it's funny we're debating this like this is like a LeBron Jordan type shit. It's not funny, but like Fabrizio
versus
Romano
Jordan.
brings that X factor. He brings that personality. The Here We Go is iconic. Ornstein,
yeah.
what is that? Exclusive? The EX. I'm a Fabrizio guy. I literally have tweets from like 5 years ago defending him. That's
You know
my
what it
guy,
is,
always.
too? I feel like there's been so many times where, like, new reporters come up and everybody's like, oh, Fabrizio's cooked. Like, no, he's not, bro. He got a Tottenham tweet
Never.
down to the minute. Obviously, he has insiders, but, like, he was like,
Straight up.
announcement in 7 minutes. Boom, 7 minutes later. He's the best.
That's it.
Yeah. So, anyway.
But I will say this: he definitely has like his favorite teams, and you guys are at top of that list, Manchester United. And it's
Easily.
smart
Of
because Manchester United bring a lot of attention to any transfer really, but like
The
he
transfer that got him
he-
famous.
Liverpool, like he disrespects a lot in my
Right.
opinion, but
Right.
it is what
But the
it is.
transfer that got him famous and made him like a well-known personality was the Bruno Fernandes one.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Or during the Sancho one. The Sancho one was pretty big. That got him a little popular with United fans, and then that went to other teams and stuff like that. But
Before
Oh,
him, it was
Fabrizio.
Di Marzio, but
Yeah.
Marzio
the Mars
was
Yeah.
never.
was-
Well, I think
I mean, he never.
It's funny because
he
Fabrizio
works
works
for him.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
did
you know what
before,
it is.
he used to.
Di Marzio. I think Di Maurizio, whatever his name is. I think he took a step back and like started doing like studio
When he
work
came back,
or working.
he seen Fabrizio going off.
Yeah, he realized, fuck, I made a mistake. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's about.
Marcio was good this summer though. He was pretty solid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for Bayern too. Yeah, he was huge.
So that's footy. We'll get into that. Combat sports. Talk some UFC. Talk some wrestling. I'm glad we're talking about this because it's been so hot recently, and we're finally gonna be able to talk about it. Especially CM Punk getting fired by AEW. That's gonna be. I know Tiku's gonna sing his praises, but talk some NBA, the FIBA World Cup. Anthony Edwards, that dude's a beast. I'm interested to see why what Ahmed has to say about him. And then finish off with some NFL. So, let's start with footy. Let's talk transfers, some soccer transfers. Big ones across the board for all of our clubs. What do you guys in particular? So, let's do this. Let's list our top 3 transfers each and go from there. Who wants to start?
I'll go really quick because it's no surprise that 2 Bayern players are on this one. Harry Kane. I don't care about the price tag. The guy has at least like 4 or 5 years left of being of a really top player in the world. What it meant to Germany, to sign England's captain. It was a massive transfer. Number 2, Kim Min-jae, probably the best center back on the market. 50 million for a guy like that. And then when you consider the fact that we sold Lucas Hernandez for 45, so basically paying nothing, even though those agent fees were crazy for Kim Min-jae, but he's a top player. Number 3, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. I mean, looking at the price now, like compared to the other midfielders, I won't say any exact one, but I mean he is like a special player. We already knew that. 19 years of age, already like so complete, playing for Real Madrid with no fear. I mean, just going out there scoring on his home debut in his first game in Spain. He is a top player, and then for the price tag that it's almost unfair. They spend like less than like some other. I mean, like Enzo, Caicedo, Declan Rice, all top players, not Jude Bellingham, 19 years old. So yeah, so Harry Kane, Kim Min-jae, and Jude Bellingham.
I
So
was gonna say Jude.
you were gonna say
personally.
Jude
Yeah.
as like number
Because-
1. I'm curious, Ahmed, was that
Yeah.
in order or just 3?
I mean,
This
obviously,
my
he would
top
put
3.
Harry Kane as. I mean, I would expect him to have Harry Kane as number 1, if I'm being honest. But Jude was my number 1 signing because I think Ahmed said it perfectly about how you look at the price of a guy like a Rice or a Caicedo and how much they went for, and Real Madrid got Jude Bellingham at his age, at his quality, for cheaper than those guys. Listen, 100 million is still a lot of money, right? Obviously. But the thing I loved about Jude was I think he's kind of an overrated player right now about his ability. I mean, listen, what he's doing for Real Madrid right now is insane, and he's carrying them at this point of the season. Still very early, with no strikers. With no striker, with all
striker.
the injuries that
No.
they have, pretty much, right? But the reason why I thought Jude Bellingham is such a intriguing player is because he's so young, and whatever team, and he's so well rounded that any team that he goes to, he can be molded and developed into whatever they want from him as a midfielder. Like you see right now what Ancelotti's doing with him, he's more of like a second striker type guy coming in scoring goals like nothing, and he has that quality because of how well rounded he is. Now, is that his future being at that role? Who knows? But he can develop to anything different. Like at United, I think if we would have signed him, he would have been more of a number 6 type guy, and then being a box to box, which I think that is his best qualities, is the box to box, coming back and forth, defending and scoring and assisting and doing all that stuff. But this just shows how much quality he has, that he can be whatever you want. And I think 100 million to get a player like that at his age, at his experience, and the leadership that he brings at such a young age is so you don't see that a lot in football when you look at players all around, young players that are immature and they have like attitude problems. And you got like Jude Bellingham, an English guy, to go to Real Madrid and take and already feel like home in Spain. Like you looked at Gareth Bale. Like Gareth Bale was never comfortable in Spain, in Real Madrid, in Madrid.
Until he retired.
And Jude
even.
Bellingham's exactly right. And then you have a guy like Jude that's, it's very underrated to see players go to a whole nother country and be successful and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Listen, Jude already did that. He already went to Germany. He left England at such a young age to go to Dortmund at 16, 17 or whatever, how old he was when he left Birmingham, to go to another country, feel comfortable. I think that experience in itself probably helped him now. But Real Madrid, the pressure that you have, a lot of people crumble under that Real Madrid pressure to be 100 million. He's the second most expensive signing in Real Madrid history. Imagine that.
You know
for
what's
him
crazy?
to come out and play how well he does, it's insane.
You know what's crazy about Jude Bellingham? He's also number 1 on my list. It's that when he left Birmingham, right? It was Birmingham.
Yes.
It was the whole like fiasco behind it, where they retired his jersey and gave him,
which is
like,
still crazy. Respectfully,
look,
it is still kind of crazy.
It's crazy, but like, and there was more than that. They didn't just retire his jersey. They like gave him like stake in the club or whatever. I don't even know what it was. It was insane.
Right.
Something crazy.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
And I, for some reason, especially because what we heard was that his father really pushed for this. I thought this dude would end up being one of the most egotistical players ever in football.
I agree.
I thought this guy would go into Dortmund and act like he was the shit, act like he was the boss, forget how to play football, be like some stylistic freak. And boy, were we wrong, man. Boy, were we
completely
wrong. So
completely wrong. Completely wrong. Because obviously, we were kind of salty that he didn't come to United. Everything was pointing towards him coming to United. But obviously, he made the right career move, and I don't blame any player for at his age, at his stage of his career, to not make the move to United. Go to Dortmund. You've seen so many players go to Dortmund, and it was such a good because Dortmund's a milestone club. Like nobody's gonna stay there for the rest of their career. Everyone knows that. But they develop you, and they did a good job. Yeah, and look at him now. Respect. He's completely shattered all our expectations for him. A fantastic, fantastic player, and I'm happy that he's at one of the biggest clubs in the world, and hopefully he has a long career ahead of him.
He's only 20, man. He could have another 15 years in him. Tigo, who was your 2 and 3?
No, hold on. Before you guys go about Jude, like the only problem, like with Jude, well, it's not even a problem because he's like, he's still a phenomenal player, and like he's really like it's no difference between Dortmund and Real Madrid. It was because he's so polished already that I thought at a young age that he would peak, like about 23, that would be the best we would ever see of him. But I don't know. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better. I mean, he's playing striker right now. He's playing striker for Real Madrid, and scoring every single game. Second thing, for an Englishman to go abroad and to play for Real Madrid, and now we're seeing with Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich, playing training every day with the top players in the world. Now Declan Rice goes to Arsenal from West Ham. He's playing in Arsenal are like minimum top 10 team in the world, probably top 5. They're like a really good team. Also Saka. You look at Foden. Playing with Man City every single day. England now, like when you have Harry Kane, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Foden, all these guys playing at such a high level, it makes England really, really good. The only guy is Marcus Rashford, who obviously has to stay at Manchester United. You would expect him to start playing at a high level. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's like that's huge for England, really. Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham going abroad.
Yeah, I feel like more English players should go abroad. I get it. Listen, obviously any English person would want to stay in the country and play for a team that they probably grew up watching, grew up idolizing, become a fan of. But going abroad has no problem. Listen, I have no issue with players going to a Real Madrid. or Barcelona. Arguably, those are bigger clubs than any English team are. But when you look at the highest competition that you want the most eyes on you, it is in England, and I can see why it is. You can argue
Bro,
all you
come
want. I
on,
get
man.
it. I know
It's-
it is.
No, I'm
It's the
saying
reason
it's
English
the
players don't
best
leave.
competition.
They don't
Sorry,
have
dude.
to.
You said, oh, he went to one of the biggest clubs in the world.
He
I'm
did,
a Bayern Munich fan. You're a Manchester United fan. Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
of course. But that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
I
he
have
went
no
to the
issue
biggest
for
club
them
in
to
the
go
world.
there.
Right? Harry
course.
Kane is because like at his age, he spent such a long time at Tottenham, right? And he's playing. I mean, the training that Bayern do every single day, he's only gonna get he's gonna become a way better player, and
Right.
it can only help, like obviously these guys and
Right.
stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I
of
think-
course, of course. I have no issues with them. I'm just saying it's like the stigma has always been that English players like to stay in England, and I can understand why. Right.
Well, that was the problem with the Italians. They never left Serie A. And now
That's
look
the
at them.
thing.
Italian team.
Here's
fell
the
apart.
thing, right?
I think it's a little different, but
I think
we
well,
got Verratti.
see, it's not necessarily different because I feel like it depends on when you're talking about. Like at one point, Serie A was the best league in the world, and so why would you leave? But England
Exactly.
has historically been top 2 leagues in the world. It's never been less than 2. I'd argue it's been 1 ever since like 2008, regardless of the La Liga Champions League wins. I think it's the most competitive, the most eyes are on it. But at one point, that was Serie A for sure, like in
Right.
like the
A
mid
long time
2000s.
ago.
but the issue is Italians don't like to leave Serie A now while the league
See,
shit.
now it's a problem. Now I'll agree,
Right.
it's a
It's been
problem.
like this for like the
English
past 10
players never
years.
had that problem, bro. English players always have eyes on them. They know that. Why leave
Yeah,
England?
but they never leave.
Exactly.
They never leave.
They don't need to. That's the point. But
Bro,
Serie A, like,
need
bro,
to.
you're at a
could go to
point
Real
where
Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich.
it's.
You have,
But
you have
why?
four options. What do you mean
Why?
why? Like,
Because
Bayern Munich have Spanish players, Brazilian players, German players, all top players in the world. Real Madrid, every single kind, like you have Brazilians, Spanish, every single like top players in the world. Here you're playing with Darren O'Shea and like
Darren
like, who
O'Shea
else?
has to be the
I don't
most.
know.
This guy
I
just
was
made
watching
up
the
an
game in Spanish,
auto-generated. No, he just made up an auto-generated.
No,
player.
Darren, bro, like he played for
But
Manchester United. No?
but this is the thing.
His
Let me
first
let
name
me
wasn't
let me tell you
Darren.
something.
AI generated player.
Darren. Let me tell you the thing. Listen, now all these international players from outside of England are coming to the Premier League. So
yeah.
what's the difference? So like they're at the biggest league. Why leave? They're literally born here.
Okay,
I have no
okay,
issues with that.
but different leagues have different style of play. Like Harry Kane now
Of course.
is going to become better. Jude Bellingham
Right.
will be a more technical player.
I
Uh,
think Jude
would've
Bellingham
went
was.
to,
I don't
like
think
never-
Harry
Liverpool.
Kane's. I don't think Harry Kane's gonna get much better.
He's
I
not.
think he
Sorry,
will
bro.
get
He's not.
much better.
How
Bro,
much
you
better?
Saw,
Like,
you
he's
saw. Listen, he was a very, very good player. Very good player. Jose Mourinho came, turned him into a top 4
Right.
striker in the world at that time, which is great because you had Benzema, Lewandowski, and I mean even
Yes,
was
it depends on the coaching. I don't think Tuchel's gonna make him much better.
All right, can I ask a question? Hold up. Let me ask you a question.
You join Bayern, you automatically get
when
better. Just
when
by training
Spain
with them.
when Spain won the World Cup, most of their players were in La Liga. When Germany won the World Cup,
Okay,
most
that's
of their
unfair,
players
bro.
were
They
were
had,
in
like-
Germany. Like, why do English players have to leave? Why don't German players have to leave? Spanish
German players
have
always
to
leave.
Where do they go? Where do they
Spain,
go?
England.
German players.
German
But
players
but there's
always
a
leave.
reason why they come. It's the best league. It's the
They
most
don't.
money. It's the
Still
most
though,
eyes.
a lot of their core is at Bayern Munich. Obviously, Bayern
You're right.
Munich's a massive
No,
club,
you're right.
but like
that was back then.
course.
Not anymore.
not anymore. Well,
Especially
they're not
now, yeah,
winning
it's a little
anymore.
different
They're
now.
not special anymore. They're not. Who's scared of Germany, bro? You got Germany winning the World Cup or the Euros anytime soon? Nope.
I
And-
mean,
and-
you're definitely still
no,
scared of
no.
Germany.
Okay, you are, because you support
And the
them.
quality
you're
of the
scared
league,
of Germany.
fellas.
I'm not scared of Germany. Anyway,
Not scared at all.
let's go back to transfers.
Florian Race and Jamal Musiala.
Listen, I'll say this. I'll
Okay.
say so. Jude Bellingham is number 1, I think, for sure. I think Harry Kane number 2 for Bayern. We still have to see how it works out, but I do think that is like the most elite
Good
placement
fit.
of a transfer, and the quality of the player is there.
And you can argue that number 2 is, like the other guy I said, Kim and
Kim and
Jae.
Jae?
At his position, he's probably the best
I
For
think Kim
sure.
and Jay was not only a good move for you guys, but a good move for him as well. So I think it was a good transfer, but he's not number 3. Number 3, you guys could call it biased, but I actually don't think it's biased. I think
What's in Manchester United players, bro?
I think Amrabat was a great transfer.
There's so
For-
many other phenomenal.
He's not.
Listen.
No offense.
I can
listen,
admit I'm being
he's
biased,
not even the best
but I have
transfer
a
for
real
United.
option.
Wait, but
Because
can
we
I
signed
explain?
2 of the best.
For
You
the
guys
price
signed
we got him
Amrabat.
at, for the price we got him at, and what have I said for years? The reason Man City is such a good
Spent
team.
10 million on a loan fee.
The
price we
reason
got him.
Man City is such a good team, it got
Horrible.
cut off. It got taken off the transfer at the end of next season. So, the reason Man City is such a good team is because they just spent 200+ million after winning a treble. They have the depth. Man United has never had that depth, bro. Look at us against Arsenal, bro. We had to bring on fucking
it's-
Maguire
it's-
and Johnny Evans.
It's
I
a joke.
think
We have
Amrabat
injuries.
as a midfielder coming off the bench, a guy who a year ago was considered one of the best midfielders in that tournament, if not the best, an absolute stud, a star, and we're signing him as an off the bench option. I think it's
30 million, pretty much.
it's a step in the super right direction for Man United. It's a great transfer for them. It's a great transfer for him as well. I think it's just it's a transfer that's not going to be appreciated because he's not going to get that many minutes. But like when you realize that Eriksen with heart problems is playing 98 minutes, and that's going to stop because Amrabat is coming in, that's a massive difference, bro. It's
Everyone's gonna get better when you have a player at that quality and coming in and it, like you said, it's a depth signing. Ahmed saying, "Oh, there's injuries." Yeah, when there's injuries, you bring in another quality player. That's the point of the depth. Amrabat is a fantastic signing. Fantastic signing. He's exactly what United need. He's exactly what we should base our transfers going forward. It's not about the biggest names. It's not about the best players. It's about the fit. Amrabat is a fantastic player. He's not a world-class player. Nobody says he is, right? But he comes in, he gives us a aspect that is much needed in this squad. And Amrabat at that price, he's a fantastic player too. Like we said, like Yoni said in the World Cup, you can even look at the Conference League final game against West Ham, who are top 4 right now. It's tied up with City, Arsenal for the league, even so early. He went up and he absolutely dominated the player that went for 100 million, Declan Rice, in that game. Go watch, go look at it.
He also dominated
Fantastic play.
Mbappe, but is he better than Mbappe?
No, he's not. He's not.
No,
Different
but
players, right?
but if we
Different
play
positions.
Mbappe, I'm glad to have him, right?
Right,
Like, he
right.
doesn't have to
He's
be better
exactly
than
what
Mbappe.
you need. He's somebody
I'm
that
glad
you
to
need
have
in
him.
big games. In my opinion, I'm more comfortable playing Amrabat, Casemiro in our midfield against you guys, Bayern Munich, than Mason Mount. To be
And
honest,
just a reminder, this guy's only 27 years old. He's just entering the peak of his career. He could play another 5 years in midfield. So, bro,
yeah,
I
he's
got
great.
no
He's great.
complaints,
He's a
man.
great signing. Great
I-
signing. Someone that we needed. But
I wanted him.
I will
here
say this,
last
Yoni.
year.
I don't know about last year. I don't even know who he was last year.
Bro,
I mean, if you're talking about
during
the World Cup,
during the World Cup, that was last year.
okay, I agree. Okay, I agree. I thought you said I didn't even know who he was. But what I wanted to say was I don't even think he's the best United signing. Rasmus Højlund, to me, is the best signing this summer when you look at a position of fucking need. Our striker position, like last year, with lack of goals, lack of physicality, lack of technical ability, lack of goal scoring, a lack of just presence, a menacing presence. I think Højlund is the absolute perfect signing. And I said this before, Højlund is a signing that United have not done in fucking years. At that number 9 position, we, for many years, had stopgap options. When you look at a guy like Ronaldo, Cavani, Zlatan, Lukaku was not that thing, but he was a little bit older. He's not 20-something years old. He was like 25, 24. Still relatively young, but he wasn't a prospect with potential at that time. He was a surefire. He was one of the best strikers in the Premier League at that time. But Rasmus Højlund is a signing that we used to do back in the day when we would get a player and try and develop him into a world-class player. And I think Rasmus Højlund is somebody that is that perfect signing for us. And I keep saying that word, and it is. I can feel it. And I think that's our best signing more than Amrabat, who's a fantastic signing. But to me, Højlund's a great signing. That was my second pick. My third pick, this might surprise a lot of people. Not really, though, but when you really think about it, Usman Dembele to PSG. I really like that.
What?
I really like that transfer.
This is
I really
embarrassing.
like that transfer. It's not. It's really not.
This is
When
embarrassing.
you look at a guy like Usman Dembele, which his career was ravaged with injuries. Before he went to Barcelona, when he was at Dortmund, bro, dude was one of the best talents that I've seen in a very long time. And obviously his career has changed since then. Especially at Barcelona for him, but him to go back to PSG right after they lose Neymar and lose Messi, I think it's a perfect signing for PSG. I think it's a perfect move for him to go back to France, where the intensity in that league isn't as crazy as it is in the top flight league, like obviously like La Liga, Premier League, and stuff like that. So maybe his injury issues will be a little bit better. You never know. But for him to link up with Mbappe, I think it's a new era for PSG. I think they made a lot of great signings. I could have picked a lot of signings that they've done to fill up this spot. But I think Ousmane Dembele, he's a great, great talent when he's on it. And I think he's going to find that spark at PSG. And they're going to be a fun team to watch. And Ahmed has said it multiple times. PSG got their club back. They got their club back. They got rid of a guy like Neymar. They got rid of a guy like Messi. Obviously, Mbappe is still there.
All those guys
Right.
out.
Right. The fan click, the click there. Obviously, Mbappe's still there, and you know what drama that he can bring. But maybe this could be a great new step going forward in that club's history. So we'll see. I love Ousmane Dembele. He's a fantastic player. So he's my third pick.
No, I mean, bro, like,
No,
how much did they spend on him? 60
I don't
million.
know, man.
it's not bad.
Injury-prone player. He's going to dominate that league. If he's healthy, he's going to rip apart that league. Like he's a scary player. Right foot, left foot, scary ass player at his best. But no, like top 3 transfers, no. Real Madrid signed Arda Güler for 20 million. One of the best prospects ever. Like he's going to be a phenomenal player. For 20 million.
I forgot about that transfer. That's a really good
James
transfer.
James Madison went for 46 million to Tottenham. Look what he's doing over there.
Great transfer.
60 million you guys spend on
Madison's
Mason Mount.
perfect.
Bro, like
Two totally different
we
players.
should have said
two totally different players.
you should have got James Madison for 45 million.
Where were we going to
That's what you
play
should've
James
said.
Madison? I'll wait. Tell me where we were playing. Where were we playing him?
You can play him
Exactly.
on the right.
Over
Doesn't
Bruno?
matter.
Mason Mount can do that. He also brings defensive capabilities. Madison's a number 10.
I want to keep
You're
the
not playing
prices
him
low.
on the wing. He's not playing over Bruno. I hate when people say that. That should tilt me out.
PSG did make a lot of good moves. Their best move, like for the best price, was probably that Korean kid from Valencia. Very talented player.
King Lay. Ooh, that's a great. I love him, bro.
But
What a great talent when he's at Valencia. And then he found at some point I thought his career was done. Because he had his form dropped when he was at Valencia, and then he left Valencia, and then I forgot what club he went to that he didn't do too good, but he found his form back. I think at Mallorca. I don't know if I don't know if that was the club. I'm not completely sure. But he was he played well in the World Cup, and he's a great player. That's a great fucking shot, man. I really like that.
Like this one is kind of like a shout to just the whole club, RB Leipzig. I mean, what they did this summer. Like they were the only German club that really like had no flaws in the transfer window. I mean, like Bayern, obviously, what happened last couple of days, like went 0 for 3 for the last options, but it's still all right. I mean, what they did to bring in Kim and Jay, Frankfurt selling Colomani with no backup at all. And they were clamoring for saying only 100 million, sold them for less.
And they still took it. That's crazy.
But for Man City to sign the best center back on the market, considering the age and the talent, so over Kim Min Jae, I mean Guardiola for less than Harry Maguire is a steal, and also to replace
barely less than Harry Maguire. Why do you push these narratives, bro?
Less than Harry Maguire.
Loves these narratives.
Less than Harry Maguire because that's what you have. That's the standard. Harry Maguire is the most expensive center back.
Twitter narratives, bro. Oh my days.
Is he not?
Well, it's okay.
Is he not?
It's okay.
It's a simple question, bro. Is he not the most expensive signing, right? And
For the
then
base-
for
for-
and then
for-
for hold up,
right.
and for RB Leipzig to replace him with Lobakia from Lyon for 25 million, that's a guy that's
Great.
That's probably gonna go for 70 million, probably in January or next summer already. Probably
Next
Manchester
summer,
United do 120 million dollars, whatever.
Oh man, you're funny tonight, huh?
All right, yo, but that was my real three options. If you take out like the bias, gotta say
Right.
Sofian Amrabat
right.
and Hoyland.
Come on, man.
For
Come
90
on.
million.
If you guys sign Amrabat,
Amrabat, I'll give you. I'll give you because
Thank
he's
you.
at worst, he'll be a good squad player. At worst,
thank you.
Hoyland,
I agree,
bro.
Hoyland.
Like people, bro, raw talent. I would love for him to be phenomenal, but when like that performance he did when he came out, people were saying, "Oh, the link up, the bro." What was different between him and the guy you had last year?
Who?
Wild Wet Horse, whatever his name is. What was the difference? Link
Who did we
up
have last year?
and being
Who?
aggressive. Wild Wet Horse, whatever his name is.
Wow,
Weghorst?
Weghorst. Bro, do you understand? Hoyland
Weghorst.
came
Are
in.
you
Hoyland came in
What was
and
different?
and
What was the
conceded a penalty. I don't know if
You
conceded
guys-
is the
you
right
guys-
word.
You
but-
guys are
Well,
and listen,
drew
of
a
course,
penalty.
He got a pen.
You're looking for something.
No, no,
He
no.
literally,
Relax.
dude, one thing that he did more than Weghorst did his whole life was show a bit of physicality. What are you talking about? Weghorst was 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", whatever how tall he was, and he crumbled after one tackle, one shoulder. Weghorst was going straight at Gabriel, at him, and drew a penalty. Drew a
I don't know.
penalty.
Considering
no,
considering one guy went
And
for
he had
90
the
million
pass
and one guy was
to Casemiro that
basically free,
went into
there wasn't much of a
Garnacho.
difference between
That
what
pass
was-
to
So stop.
Casemiro
Listen,
was
I will say
class.
it was
It was 20
fantastic.
minutes in. Let's just wait.
Fantastic.
Let's
Of course,
wait.
Of course,
Let's wait
Of
for-
course, I agree.
for Hoyland.
I'm putting myself out on the line. I think he's gonna be a
90
fantastic.
million is a lot of
You
money.
look
for
at
a
the
kid. Or
it
80
wasn't 90
whatever it
million
was.
because you see, but it's
Whatever,
funny
I'm
when you
asking
do
you.
that. When you do it for United, but when you don't do it for City, I find it funny.
80 million.
But it's all right. When you look at the striker
85.
market, there's no better talent at that price than
Gonzalo Ramos.
than anything. Who? Huh?
Gonzalo Ramos went for less
Gonzalo Ramos-
or the same amount.
I think he went for a little bit less, but Hoyland's
same price.
ceiling
80,
is
80, 85.
way bigger. Way bigger. I
Than
wanted
Ramos?
Gonzalo Ramos. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I wanted Gonzalo Ramos over Hoyland. I would agree with you because I think Gonzalo Ramos is more developed.
Solomani,
He's got
who's
the-
a more
he's got-
established player.
He's not a typical 9. He's not a typical 9.
Okay,
We
okay,
know
okay, I'll
that.
give you that,
We
I'll
don't
give you
need that. We need a typical 9. We need a physicality 9. We need an old school 9. And Hoyland exactly is that.
How
And
about
when you look at the market, when a guy like Evan Ferguson next summer is going to go for 140 fucking million, I think Hoyland's a great signing for that price. I agree. It's a
about-
risk, but it's a risk that we're willing to take, and I think it's going to pay off at the end.
Victor
Just my
Boniface,
opinion.
the Belgian fella?
He
that
was a great player. I
went
I-
to
I-
Leverkusen.
nobody
For,
knew.
like, very cheap.
He's very cheap, of course, but nobody knew who the fuck he was before he went to Leverkusen. If we're being honest, don't act like
Yeah,
you know
okay,
him.
but Manchester United
Right.
are supposed to know. Manchester United is supposed to know.
There was our scouting market. Our scouting is world class.
No,
the
your
club,
scouting is going to Ten Hag.
I don't think.
played
Sorry, Ahmed.
or
let's
he
be
knows,
realistic,
and then you bring
Ahmed,
him in.
Let's be realistic. Are United going for a striker from Belgium? Please tell me. Is any big club going for Boniface when he was at Belgium? No, bro. You know that. Stop the cap. You know
you
that.
went for
Stop the
for,
cap.
for a guy
You went
who
for
who
Harry
played-
Kane.
Who,
You
who
went
played
for
how many games?
Lewandowski. Stop
for
the cap.
Atalanta. He's still very young. It's like you're saying like you're signing the same thing, a project.
Hoyland
Right?
actually played.
Hoyland
when-
has a name, right? Hoyland has a name.
Right.
He has connections to Ten Hag,
Winter's
and
coming.
he's like a
Of course,
this, like
but he's also a great player.
fella,
because
right?
then-
So
you're not-
it puts
right,
in an extra
Scandinavian.
60 million.
correct. Hey, you're so.
All right.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm
Listen.
kidding. I'm kidding.
that's a troll.
Um,
It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Let's-
I know
let's
you.
move on.
Like I said, Ahmed, I know you more than you know yourself.
No, but
Trust
I'm
me.
being serious, bro. Like,
Right.
okay, like they could have signed the kid from Lens, Luis Opanda.
Openda, that's not what
Panda,
we need,
panda,
bruh.
panda, panda,
Talking
panda.
about, bro. Jonathan David is
We-
available right there.
I got bro.
Yeah, we want Jonathan David. Yeah, absolute scrub. Bro.
Guys.
Stop.
Oh, hold up. He's not bad. Let's move on. Let's go to
world class.
let's go to the Champions League.
Solid.
Neither is fucking Hoyland, bro. Can you relax?
Hoyland will.
We don't know
be
if he's good
world-class
yet.
at
He
one
looks
point.
good. I'll admit, in his first game, he pretty much
I think
caused
he's gonna
2
be
goals,
World
but
class. Like I said, when you look at the striker market, who are you gonna find at that
90
age, at that as good as he is right now and could potentially be a great player, where can you find
Cristiano
him?
Ronaldo.
Nowhere.
Sweet.
I just said Gonzalo Ramos.
Gonzalo Ramos is a fantastic player. I would have took him too.
That's the player. Okay, so
I
if
told
Ramos
you. I
goes
told
on to
you.
be
I
great
said I wanted
and
Gonzalo
Haaland
Ramos
doesn't,
over
then
Harry
that's a big
Kane
mistake.
and
But-
Victor Osimhen. I told you.
What?
I said I told you that I wanted Gonzalo Ramos over Harry Kane. I did.
Over Harry
Yeah.
Kane and Osimhen?
Yes.
Bro, I would take Osimhen
Yes.
over Harry Kane.
Whoa.
Osimhen's 150
That's
million.
insane to
dude.
hear.
Real. Keep it real. Osimhen is
You want to
24
spend
years old,
150 million?
My
You wanna
goodness.
spend
Oh, yeah.
150 million.
That's the only
That's
thing.
what I'm
'cause
saying.
The price tag
You
is
have to
ridiculous.
take into account. You have to take into account a lot of other things. You have to take into
But
account
Højlund-
Harry Kane's
Højlund
age.
is
You
literally
have to
the
take account how
definition of
much
a
money you want.
raw prospect. Raw
Guys,
prospect.
it is.
It's not much difference between him and like Matthias Tell. Like barely a lot. Like he's played more. But
That boy
Matthias
hasn't
talent.
even started
signed-
like 2
I'm
games,
talking
bro.
about, bro. He's already got like 8 goals for Bayern Munich, bro.
8 goals.
At,
right,
at
yeah,
17 years
Alright.
old.
Let's
At 17 years old, what the hell are you doing
guys.
at 17 years
right,
old?
let's
right.
let's move
Playing-
on
playing-
to the
playing
Champions
PUBG
League.
basketball
FIFA.
against some little
Let's
kids.
let's move on.
Playing FIFA. Fuck out of here.
Bro
I
clubs.
was cooking you at 17.
Never
What?
in your life. Never.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Anyways.
Let's move on to the Champions League. So we're not gonna start with Group A. As many of you might guess why. We're gonna leave that for the end because
Keep that last.
Bayern and Man United.
I don't want the smoke. It's fine.
So let's
Cool,
go to
yeah,
Group
prepare.
B. Group B, Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens. Is there anyone here who thinks it's not gonna be Arsenal and Sevilla?
What? Wake up, bro.
I
Sevilla.
mean-
Who's Sevilla? Bro, they're
Yes, I think Sevilla
turmoil.
strives to go to Europa,
Turmoil.
bro. That's like their dream. They just get hard off playing in Europa. They might just bottle it on purpose.
Bro, they're not even good enough, I think. Bro, they lost a lot of good players and they're in turmoil. They got Sergio Ramos, okay.
PSV is good. I like PSV.
PSV is okay, but they also lost like
So you think
probably
it's
the best
Lens?
midfielder.
So you
Now-
think it's Lens, really? Wow. I mean, they were a
Lens-
good club
Lens not
last year.
great
I get it,
either.
I understand, but they
lost-
I don't know.
no, yeah, I mean,
about-
like, they
yeah,
lost, like,
they
two
lost a lot of
top
players.
players. Their Cam, their
I
striker.
think when you look at it, I like PSV. I think they might get out of there. Sevilla, like you said, are in turmoil, but they still have enough talent to probably get through. But this looks like a fucking Europa League team. This is like what you play in Europa. Arsenal got
Wanna-
lucky, Took them 7
Yeah.
years or 10 years to get back into
Arsenal
the
got
Champions League or some
easy,
shit.
yeah.
It
And
really
they got
does
a
look like
they
a
got a
Europa
Europa
League
League
group.
stage. It does. Right.
funny.
It's
I
just
think-
funny. So
I
I don't
think-
know. I'm gonna just say Arsenal and whoever else. Maybe PSV, whatever.
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. I'll
I could
probably
be
go
wrong.
PSV. Shout out my guy Malik Tillman. He'll be on that team.
Right.
PSV does look good.
Noah
Shout out
Lang.
Malik Tillman.
I'm gonna say Arsenal and Sevilla though. I'm gonna say Arsenal and Sevilla.
Mm.
That's fair. I don't
Group
really care, honestly.
group-
it's not really-
Group C,
See,
Napoli,
Ooh,
Real
I mean,
Madrid,
This is probably really
Braga,
easy.
and
this
Union
is a good
Berlin.
group, bro. People were like just brushing it aside.
I mean, Union Berlin are good. Braga, not too fond. Listen,
Braga
I'm a
were
Portuguese guy.
phenomenal
I'm a
last year.
Portuguese. They were
They only brought in like
phenomenal,
Jean
but I don't
Moutinho in
think-
the summer, so not a lot of.
Bro,
like,
and this
experience.
is the Champions League, dude. These smaller clubs, this is different level. They might give trouble to teams, maybe they score a goal, make it tough, but I don't think they're getting out. Obviously, the two favorites are Napoli and Real Madrid, right? I mean, Let's be-
Madrid
let's be
first.
real.
Yeah, I agree.
Napoli
unless
second.
yeah,
Union
But I think
Berlin
Union
third.
Napoli-
Berlin will be tough.
Napoli is struggling. Just saying, Napoli are kind of struggling.
Definitely not the
this
same
early on.
team. Defensively,
Definitely not. I mean,
nowhere
they
near the
lost,
same team.
Of course.
Union Berlin
Of course.
could sneak in a second place there over Napoli. I think it's very unlikely, but I think they could
They
sneak
could.
it in. They're a good team, bro.
They could. You never know. I mean, listen. Like I said, they lost their manager. They lost their Kim and Jay. They lost a lot of players, and then Carvachelli, Cavra. I don't want to say that. I don't know. How to say his name.
Kvaratskhelia.
Kavra.
Kvaratskhelia. Whatever. I'm gonna just say Cavra. He's form is kind
Varadona.
of dipped.
No,
His,
but I
his
watched.
form's kind of
He's still a good
dipped.
player.
It's kind of dipped. It's kind
No,
of.
he's missing, bro.
The way
Like,
he started.
he missed a lot of chances. Like he could easily have 2 goals already.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at his form from the beginning of last season, going towards the middle, his form has dipped. Can't lie. So
It's still early. Still early.
we'll see. He's still a fantastic player. I'm not saying
Oh,
he's a bum. I'm not saying he's a scrub. He's a hype. He's a flop or something. But his form has dipped. But I do believe Real Madrid and Napoli both get out that group. Shout out Union Berlin and shout out Braga. I think they make it tough, but I think it's pretty easy that those
Tough
two
group,
guys.
yeah.
Group
Group D. Benfica,
Tough group.
Inter, Salzburg, and Sociedad. Yo, this is a good group, man.
This
No,
was a good
I'm
group.
gonna go with Benfica and Inter. Sociedad
Ooh.
is tough, but I don't know. I mean,
So
like
they are
they
nice,
brought in like,
man. They're pretty. They're good
but their
this year.
signings are so overhyped. Like who they bring?
I
Andre
know,
Silva.
but
I'm not hyped about that. Like they lost
right.
David Silva, obviously.
Yeah, that was
They
very
still kept the
unfortunate.
kid Zubamendi, whatever. He's still on the
Yeah.
squad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like Inter, like not that good right now, but like I think once they get Pavard in there, like defensively in Europe, they're pretty solid. So I'll go Benfica and Inter.
You have Benfica going first over Inter?
It doesn't really matter, just those two.
Oh, okay. I got Inter and finishing first, and honestly, I think Real Sociedad could finish second here. But it's a good group.
I think I will go also. I will go Inter and Real Sociedad. I think Sociedad play a style of football that's very, very good for if you play in a group stage. I think they can get a lot of draws and they can sneak out wins. And I think when you do stuff like that, especially when you go into the round of 16, I think it could help you in this Champions League format. So I will go with Real, with obviously Inter and then Real Sociedad.
Group
Benfica,
E.
I'm a hater though too. So
In Group
Group-
E, we have
Group E,
Feyenoord,
Feyenoord.
Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic.
This might be the worst group out of all.
yeah,
My least favorite.
yeah.
You
No,
think
no,
so?
By
Group G,
far.
Group G. I just looked at
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Celtic
yeah.
could
No, this
finally
is-
make the group, the knockouts, maybe.
They probably could,
Who?
honestly.
Celtic. I mean, they lost
They
their
could,
coach
but I
now
doubt it,
to,
though. I
to
doubt it.
Tottenham, so
They lost the manager.
doubt
They
it.
lost Jota, the top player, I believe. Jota went to Saudi Arabia.
I like Celtic.
Lazio signed a lot of young players, right? They replaced Savage with Kamada, who I love. Kamada.
That's a very good sign. Yeah.
I still like Lazio. And love their coach, solid coach. So yeah, I'm gonna go Atletico and Lazio.
Tiku?
I love Atletico this year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of them this year, so I do think they're going to top the group. Lazio, I think they have a great team, but they've started off very bad. But they did get a nice win against Napoli recently, so I will go with Lazio probably. And yeah, I'm going to go Atletico Lazio because I don't think Feyenoord or Celtic have enough, man. Feyenoord have a good team, man. You know, they have Timber's brother, Santiago Jimenez, Calvin Stings. They have a great team. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Atletico and Lazio.
I'm gonna personally say Atletico and Celtic. This is not even like me being a hot take right now. I actually think Celtic, honestly, especially with their fans, bro, in the Champions League, they go a little crazy, man. We saw what they did to Barca a couple years back, so I could see something. You know, they're one of those teams that leave it all on the pitch. It's in their history, so I could see them pulling out something. Especially, it's not that strong of a group, man. They could beat Lazio. They could beat Feyenoord. Maybe not
Right.
Atletico, but they can, you know. They can sneak in a result there. So, yeah.
One group that is strong. Next one. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Group
my
F.
God.
Oof. PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle.
That's
God
fucking nasty.
damn, this group is crazy, bro.
That's the
This group is
That's
absolutely insane.
Paris, I think probably Newcastle. That performance against Brighton was scary, but I still believe in Newcastle. Milan are a good ass team. They only got better. Dortmund are not a pushover, but not in form at all. Definitely compared to last year. Man, bro, this is tough group. It'll be a huge failure.
I'm
if
going
Paris-
personally.
If
Yeah.
if PSG don't go through, and then I'll go
I can
Milan.
tell you my two favorites. Yeah, go because I think are you struggling? Do you want to
No,
think a
yeah,
little bit
it's
more?
tough. It's tough. No, get it.
I'm going. I think PSG tops the group, and I got Milan coming out. Respectfully,
You think it's easy?
I don't think it's easy. Of course, it's not easy, but I think Newcastle, to me, first time coming back to the Champions League, I think it's gonna be tough going to St. James. Of course, that's gonna be fucking. It's scary. Obviously, those fans are gonna be rabid. You know, haven't been in the Champions League, and
Yeah, but come on.
I don't even know honestly.
You're going
But
to San Siro.
I think it's a different
Dortmund.
time, man. When you look at Milan, like we talk about, it's the heritage, and I think Milan have a fucking great team. They made a lot of great signings. Obviously, they sold Tonali to Newcastle. That's a nice fucking thing. That's a nice
Wow,
little
I
storyline.
forgot
There's
about
multiple
that.
storylines.
Look at
There's
that.
a lot of storylines. I mean, Donnarumma going back to Milan as well.
Yeah.
Yo, this
A lot
group
of
is insane.
storylines
I think
in
Dortmund
this
finishes
group. It's
last
been-
though. I think
it's
that's the one
fantastic.
thing I can tell you confidently.
100%.
I think
I can tell you
100% Dortmund
100%.
finishes last.
Dortmund, I tell you guys all the time. Well, not all the time. I told you guys when we were talking about who we think was going to finish wherever in the league. I looked at Dortmund when we faced them in the preseason. I'm like, this is their team. This team is dog shit. Just not good enough compared to last season. They didn't add enough to make me feel like, wow, this is such a great team. Especially losing Jude Bellingham with the amount of money that they got for him. They might have a lot of couple good signings, but they lost Jude Bellingham. They lost Rafa Guerrero. But exactly,
You would think, bro.
right?
As a Bayern fan, I was pissed off to not see them sign and take a next step and really try to push us. RB Leipzig, Leverkusen went absolutely off this summer. Those are teams that are real threats.
Yeah.
But Dortmund, I mean, to sell Jude Bellingham to like for that price and to not replace him. I mean, they signed the kid from Wolfsburg, Nemchel, whatever his name is. Like he's that's their midfield.
And they picked up Zabitzer.
Bro, it's actually pretty sad when teams
on,
like sell a
Sabitzer.
player. Like look at West Ham. They did so well with the Declan Rice money. They did so well to recoup that.
like Kundus was probably
it's
their
different,
best, and James Ward-Prowse.
But it's a little different being a Premier League club, you know.
I know,
they're
but
in
bro.
Europe.
Like, come
Kid from
on,
Stuttgart,
man.
Greek.
But I know,
Dortmund
but
needs
it's
to
very
sign much better players, bro.
Right. It's very uncharacteristic of Dortmund to not spend that money like they used to do when they sold many big players, right?
Yeah.
Holland for
And they
Sancho,
knew they were going to
Dembele,
sell him this summer. Like
Aubameyang.
to not have a replacement ready, a top
I
replacement,
don't get it.
is crazy.
Okay, so but I do think they dropped. I think they are the bottom of the group. I think Newcastle. Everybody's gonna think Newcastle are gonna go through. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Bro, that's Yoni's team.
They're ready in
As their
turmoil. I
coach.
think they will get it back. Right, Yoni, the coach,
Yeah,
Eddie Howe.
as their coach, I can tell you that we will be aiming for that Europa League trophy. To be honest, so
Also, I will give credit to Yoni. Yoni's always been an Eddie Howe fan. Always.
I rate him so
He-
much. Bro.
I think he said he
Bournemouth?
wanted Eddie Howe at United.
Yeah,
I liked
did.
him. When he was at when he was at Bournemouth.
But
I thought he was like a.
you can't go from
like a
Bournemouth
Spurs.
to Manchester United.
That's what I tried to see. That's what I try to tell Yoni. I like Eddie Howe.
But
He's
I
a
don't
good
understand
manager.
why. You
I don't
know?
think he
But-
could go from because it's such a difference of like expectation.
You saw
and
Graham Potter
managing.
go from Brighton to Chelsea.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying. If
But to
if
be
Eddie Howe
honest-
would go to Newcastle's a great position now, but when he got the job, there was not the expectation
No
he has
expectation.
now,
No,
right?
no.
Now look at the
To not
expectation
get
of
relegated,
Newcastle.
that was their expectations.
Exactly. Now look at Newcastle with some expectations. You see what's going on right now. So that's all right.
I feel
we'll
like
see.
the Graham Potter situation is a bit sticky, bro. Because
Well, Chelsea's
is it fair?
horrible spot.
Can
for,
we?
like,
Can we?
any
Yeah,
manager
Any
that.
manager
at this
Yeah,
point.
that's. But like, can we open up a conversation about how good Brighton is even after Graham Potter?
Oh, bro.
Like I rated
I-
Graham Potter a lot,
Right.
but I'm willing
But
to
I
admit
think
that I
they-
could have
they
possibly
have
been
a
wrong.
good- Right. But I think it's about the infrastructure that they had. I mean, they brought in a manager that brings the sort of same style of play that can fit the team that they have. I think that's a very smart signing, hiring as a manager. De Zerbe was very smart. And look at the players that they're signing now. They have a good, well-run team, club hierarchy. And when you have that in place, the whole club functions well. It's like a system. And you look at guys that leave the Brighton system, Cucurelli. You look at Caicedo now. Caicedo at Chelsea's like, name me one good performance he's put. He hasn't.
the only guy
It's
that's been okay is like,
McAllister. But even McAllister at Liverpool, he's not
Trying to
really doing much.
no
He's just there.
Sanchez, McAllister, Caicedo,
Right. Exactly.
all have
Right.
not been the same player.
Have not been good.
No,
McAllister, like I
something
said,
is-
at Liverpool, he's playing. He's not playing bad, but he's not playing good. You know what I'm saying?
Trossard has been the only
Ah, he's
phenomenal
so
player.
good,
Right.
bro.
And
Trossard's
even
Trossard's
then,
so
he
good.
doesn't.
love him.
Even then, he's not a starter. He's not a
Get some
starter
sleep,
for
Trossard.
Arsenal, right?
Um,
Right. It's fucking. But shout out to the system and the hierarchy that they have placed in Brighton. So
So
where
good.
they can lose a guy like Graham Potter, guess what? They can bring in a replacement. They can bring in a system. They have it already there. I think a lot of clubs don't have that. I think a lot of clubs rely too much on one manager without the system in place from the hierarchy, from the
Bro,
style. Of the
I'm
club,
willing to
right?
say Brighton is like one of the best clubs in the world when it comes to recruitment, if not the best.
No, they are
Right.
right now the best club in the world.
They're so good,
Right now.
bro. If
Yes.
I'm, mind you,
Right.
if I'm Man United, bro, I'm offering millions to all of their recruitment managers, bro. Millions. Like, bro, steal them. Like, what are you doing? They're so good. It's ridiculous how good they are. They replace every player they sell. They sell every player, by the way, for hundreds of millions. Like Evan Ferguson, like you said, bro, 150 million for Evan Ferguson, and he might not even work out like Caicedo and what's not.
Right.
But they also have players that are like older who are better than you think. I mean,
Welbeck.
Pascal Grobe.
Look at Welbeck.
Pascal Grobe
Right,
in the
Welbeck,
last
yeah.
couple of years has been
Bro,
I've been
been
clamoring
there.
for him to get a call up for Germany. He finally
Right.
does. Well deserved. Solly March,
and he's been
Solly
playing.
March.
Solly March, right?
Who's playing like
Fullback
like
became
left
a
back
winger.
for them? Come on,
Yeah.
bro. Now he's
No,
playing hat-tricks and stuff like
Pascal Grohl, that guy,
Yeah, no.
that motherfucker's been there for fucking so long.
this. Yeah,
And I still think about like, bro, this guy always scores against us. At United, always scores against us. He owns us.
he always
badly.
scores.
Always scores. He's a fantastic player, and he's still
Yeah.
he's very underrated. Like I remember when he first came there, and I was like, I had him. Well, this is when I was doing fantasy Premier League or whatever, and I had him on my team. I'm like, this guy's a good player, and he's still there.
Bro,
Yeah.
Not even making a move, and he's
You
still.
can-
a fantastic
I remember-
player.
I
So-
can
I
name
remember,
you.
like-
Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like 2-3 years ago when Brighton signed an Ajax right back, Joel Veltman. I was
Right.
like, what are they doing? Like, this is so random. And I was
I
like,
remember Feldman.
that was
he
so
didn't
weird, right?
He didn't pan out. But
3
he
years
was a
later,
good
no, I
player.
mean he's still on the squad. He's still on the squad, I think. But
Yeah, but he
like
wasn't
3 years
as good
later,
as
like
when he was
now,
on Ajax.
now you see like they're going all over Europe, South America.
They-
They have dominated, and,
No,
and
no,
like
that's- that's-
they're bringing in like top
Bro,
players. And
Brighton.
Right. No, they're very smart.
Mitoma,
I can name like at
Ansu
least
Fati's on that
two
team.
players on Brighton that can go for 100 mil plus. Again, if not three. Like Mitoma,
Oh, the kid.
Ferguson, and Estupinian
100
can.
million.
All three of them can go for
Oh,
big
no,
money. Maybe not
Estupinian might
100
go for
mil.
100 million. Stop
It's
it.
not
Not 100
Estupinian
million,
can
but
go
big
maybe
money.
like
but
45
big
Estupinian's a
money.
great player.
Estupinian, bro, if you sell
Estupinian's
Estupinian
relax.
for 60 mil,
He's
You're
a
getting a lot of
fantastic
money.
player, yeah,
He's really
No,
good.
no,
He's
I
very
mean,
good.
bro, like like they bought him. No, he's not going for 100 million.
not 100,
he's
but
not
he's going
going
for
for
big
the
money,
kid-
bro.
the
Man
kid from
United can't
Paraguay,
sell Luke Shaw for that
who's
much.
hurt right now. I think
And
he
Ciso,
will go for
Ciso.
like 80 million or something like that. He's,
He's a
a top
fantastic player.
player.
Who?
Yeah. And
Ciso,
Ciso, I think.
Oh,
number
Julio
10 for
Enciso.
them.
Ciso. Right.
Yeah, but he's
Ciso.
hurt right now. And he always gets
Yeah,
hurt.
unfortunately, he's probably out for the year.
No,
But
it's
this
is-
Viscous.
Yo,
Thing, no,
they-
but
they got
let's be
Ansu
realistic
Fati,
now.
bro.
But let's go.
Yeah,
Right.
That's crazy.
Ansu Fati's a little bit of like, and that is kind of crazy when you look at a club like Brighton to get Ansu Fati, but obviously Ansu Fati's
They
not
got
the same
Messi's
player that he was
replacement,
a
man.
couple years ago.
Yeah, but he's
Number
still,
10, Barca's number 10. That is funny. That is crazy when you think about
They
it.
have an Albanian
But-
on these Zachiri?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No,
I guess
man.
so. I guess so. I don't know.
Wow.
But this is the
Bro,
thing I'm gonna tell you.
they're-
Let's be
they're
realistic
goalkeeper
now.
too.
Let's be realistic. You can't run a club like that at a big club. You can't. That's never gonna happen. If United come calling a South American club, like, yo, let's get like we wanted Caicedo before Caicedo went to there. They wanted 30 million in agent fees. They wanted 20 million for the player
Sell
because they
on
know
all
we
that.
have money. Now you have a club like Brighton's, a little smaller club. They know that they don't have that much money. Obviously, when you sell fucking Caicedo for 150 million, they know you have money now. But it's easier for them to deal with that club like that because it can start a little connection. Like, oh, we're building some guy. Let's sell him to Brighton, and then Brighton put on a sell-on clause.
Yeah, they
That's a
do.
very underrated thing.
They do.
Brighton's willing to put sell-on clauses, so the clubs that they buy from make more money.
I think that
Bigger
plays
clubs
a big
like us
part.
are never gonna do. Of course it does.
Yeah,
And also
'cause-
they pay the agent fees. If
Bro.
if a club like United or Chelsea or Bayern are just gonna go around paying agent fees for like nothing, then it's gonna put a bad reputation. Now any fucking player, even a player that you pay 100 million, gonna ask for agent fees.
You know
It
the
just- it
Caicedo
can't work at a
transfer?
big club.
Like,
Right.
I was reading some dude who was a fan of the club he used to be at was literally like, bro, this will fund our club for the next 15 years.
Exactly.
For,
Dude, what was the
he
thing
said
that
for the
the
next
sell-on
100,
clause?
but it's like, it's
sell-on
an
clause.
exaggeration.
The sell-on clause
It
alone.
was 25 mil. And Evan Ferguson,
Yeah.
too. If Evan Ferguson gets sold for 120 mil, they're making
Bohemian
25
Army?
mil. Yeah, they're making 25
That's
mil.
crazy.
That's a
See?
lot of money for these small clubs. People don't realize,
Of
bro.
course.
These small clubs run on a budget of like $1 million max.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Max.
Bro, 25 million is a
Maybe
new
not even
stadium for
that,
these guys.
Depending. Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
let's go. Let's
this is what
go.
I'm saying.
We still
Shout
gotta
out
finish the
Brighton,
groups.
but it can only work. But it can only work for them.
Yeah,
Respectfully.
that I feel like Brighton will be here soon in the Champions League groups. Probably.
Group G.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Uh,
I don't know about that.
Man City, RB Leipzig.
Red Star Belgrade.
I can't say this name. Is
Red
this Red
Star
Star
Belgrade.
Belgrade? Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, before we change, who's gonna top the group? Group F.
Milan and PSG.
Yeah, I think we all have the same one. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Maybe Newcastle, but Dortmund's last. If Dortmund
Young
finishes
boys.
top 2, the Young Boys.
That would be crazy.
I think.
Yeah, I think
City,
Man City,
Leipzig. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
This
move on.
isn't.
Bro,
yeah.
they this is a typical Champions League history. They get the easiest group every single year, and they somehow face Leipzig every year. So Leipzig,
Group H.
City.
But y'all going back to Man City already.
Group
H. Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Real Antwerp from I believe that's Belgium team.
Belgium. I think
Belgium,
Antwerp topped this group.
Yeah, definitely. Listen,
Uh,
bro,
Barcelona, Porto.
Barcelona definitely topped the group.
definitely.
Like, Porto, they lost some players, no? They only have Diego Costa left. That really matters. They
Even
they
if-
brought on the right back
even-
from
No,
Ajax.
they still have a good
Even if so, bro, like Shakhtar Donetsk
they,
are not moving the needle.
Shakhtar Donetsk give trouble, man. In the
That
group
d-
stage, they give
that
clubs
deal
trouble. They just never
fell
make
through.
it.
The striker, did I mean?
Which one? Nah,
Fell
he's
through?
still there. Yeah, it
He's
fell
still
through.
there.
He's still there.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they need him.
But they still got a very solid team, dude. They got a lot of and
Well,
listen, Portugal.
Octavio.
Portugal, they
Octavio went to Saudi Arabia.
Octavio did leave, but when you look at the talent, bro, their farm system is fucking world class. Portuguese team. When you sell somebody, another guy's gonna come out, and I think they picked up a lot of solid players. Even this year. Obviously, like you said, what's his name? Tarami's still there, and that's a fantastic player. But how long will he be there? Is this the question?
January.
Maybe he leaves in yeah, he probably leaves in January. So we'll have to see.
He's older anyway.
We'll have to see. Right.
Started his career
Right,
very.
he is. Right. So we'll see.
So yeah, I got Barca and Porto. Let's go to Group A, man.
This is the
This-
Sherbert Skins group right here. Bro.
The shirts versus skins special.
Bro,
I'm a
bro,
Copenhagen fan.
Imagine we had like a third. I mean, listen, like Galatasaray are solid team, made a lot of signings, but imagine we had like a I don't know, maybe like a Atletico in our group or a
Thank God we
Newcastle
don't.
or no, I mean, Newcastle or Milan in our group. Imagine, and then like we
That
really
would be
had
crazy.
to.
Then
Like,
would
you guys would be shaking. I know that.
Are you so Ahmed? Are you implying that you think Man United finish top 2?
No, like you guys have to finish top 2. You crazy? Galatasaray will be tough, like tough environment. Will also be tough for Bayern.
So
But
so what if I
Copenhagen-
told you? What if I
Real
told you
Madrid,
we're
Rooney.
finishing first?
no. I mean, bro, like Bayern are literally the greatest group stage team of all time. Have not lost in 34 straight group stage games. Manchester United, based on your performances that I've seen so far, listen, I'm not like Bayern have not been great either. And I think going to Old Trafford, it'll be a little tougher. But at home, we will like control the game, show that we are a much better team. And considering that, like we will take care of all the other teams. I don't know, like maybe you guys draw to Galatasaray or draw to Copenhagen. Bayern will top the group. It's all about number 2 for Manchester United. And don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Get number 2.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think
Harry
Bayern
Kane already
finish
going back
first,
to England, baby.
to be honest. But Man United second is a lock. They're top 2. It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, we can maybe like live stream when they play each other. And if Man United win, I'm telling you, that's gonna be the funniest thing ever. Ahmed, you actually won't be able to live it down because you can't expect us to win, right? Nobody
This is what I'm
expects us
talking
to
about.
win.
You guys are such little girls. Like as soon as the draw came out, this guy Yoni's telling me, "Yo, we're in the worst stage that we've ever been." Bro, shut up and play the game, bro. Like,
Yeah,
bro.
we're gonna win. We're gonna beat you guys. At Old
You
Trafford.
don't
We're
even
gonna beat
think
you
that
guys. Like, honestly, I really do, honestly.
because when
You
when we
actually
do beat
think
you,
that's
you're
you?
like, oh, you guys.
I think
you
we
guys
can
just
get a
beat
win against
Manchester United.
Bayern, and I think we can get a win against Bayern at Old Trafford. Of course. Like I'm more scared of going away to Galatasaray than playing Bayern at home. To be honest,
Yeah. See, this is like the things I'm talking about.
I'm
We'll
being
see, though.
serious
We'll see.
because I feel like
We'll
us
see.
at home are a very, very good team. Our issues is
Bro,
playing
when we
away.
go to
That's been
England,
our
we come
issues
back
for
with blood
last
on our
year
hands.
to
Bro.
this way. Right,
That's not true.
right.
Not with
So
us.
cool.
Not with
when
us.
you had Robin,
What are you talking
when you
about?
guys had Robin, when you guys had Ribery. Now I look at them wings and I see it Leroy Sané with no ACL
And
I
Kingsley
look at
Coleman.
Gnabry. And
Kingsley Coleman.
Wow.
Kingsley
I'm
Coleman,
so scared
Serge
of those
Gnabry,
guys.
Matthias Snell,
Harry
Leroy
Kane, we've been
Sané,
slapping,
Thomas Muller,
we've been
Harry
slapping
Kane,
Harry Kane.
Jamal
every single-
Musiala.
I look at Upamecano.
Bro, you
at
don't want to
center
play
back.
that game, bro. You don't want
That's
to play that game.
barbecue
You don't want to
chicken
play
for
that game.
Rashford. That's
You don't want to
barbecue
play that
chicken
game.
for Rashford, bro.
Who?
Who's your goalkeeper? Who's your goalkeeper?
It will be Manuel
Ulrich?
Neuer at the time.
Ulrich?
It'll be
No,
Manuel
bro, it's
Neuer.
September. End of
No,
September,
he's
he'll be
back
back.
in training. He's back in
Hoyland-
training.
Hoyland's
Look at
gonna
those
Look at those
smoke.
eyes, bro. Look at like they're in fear
Bro,
now. As soon as I said
Upamecano
Manuel
doesn't
Neuer,
scare me.
we have the legs.
Emmanuel Neuer.
Upamecano, Kim and Jay, the guy you guys really wanted.
Maybe if you guys
don't
picked
play-
up
bro,
Paulinho,
Yoni,
I would have probably
is
been
this
a
the game
little
he
scared.
wants to play? Is this
But
the
dudes
game he
have
wants to play?
Goretzka.
He just said, "Oh, I'm looking at Kingsley Coleman and Leroy Sané, and I have no fear. I'm looking at Harry Kane, and I have no fear. I'm looking at a Ramos, freaking Hoyland, who's like 20 years old. Got Anthony, right?
I
Who-
bet
who-
Rasmus Højlund scores against you guys.
I think
To be
Rasmus Højlund definitely scores against you guys. 100%.
Chicken.
Okay.
100%. Chicken. I respect Kim and Jay. That's a guy I respect. Kimmich, I respect. Musiala. What's Musiala doing with Harry Kane now? What's going on with them? Maybe if you guys play
Hasn't even
Thomas
played.
Muller,
He's injured
I would.
at the moment.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't fit. I don't think Harry Kane and Musiala are gonna fit.
Bro,
very
this is
well.
this is what everybody
I'm just
says,
saying that
bro.
out.
This is
I'm
what
just gonna
every-
tell.
it's
I'm
like
gonna
it's
tell you
like-
this right now.
It's
that
like when they
this
fight
might
Khabib.
be an
Oh,
issue
I'm
for
gonna
you
do
guys.
this. I'm gonna
since
do
you
that.
love
I'm gonna do
Musiala
this. Just
so
keep the same
much.
energy, bro. Keep the same energy.
Let me tell you
because this
something.
is what I wanted.
Musiala, I'm gonna tell you this shit right now, but I'm gonna warn you. You love Musiala so much. It's gonna happen in a year now. Was Harry Kane worth losing Musiala? We're gonna talk about that, but
Alright,
I'm gonna
bro,
just keep it
Chelsea
low
getting
key. I'm just gonna say,
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know,
bro.
They
You have
just hate this
you
episode,
have
bro.
absolutely no. Look at you.
No,
We're
it's
talking about Bayern Munich, and
It's
this guy is
No,
telling me that
I'm just saying,
Musiala is
it
leaving.
just came up to
The
my mind.
fear
Thomas
I
Muller,
put
if
in
he
this
plays
kid
at like
is-
37 years old,
like
or
I've never
something,
seen before.
I may be scared of him. Coleman, I'll put my hands up and say I respect him. I think I respect him. Leroy Sané doesn't move me. Gnabry, number 10, doesn't move me.
He's not
Goretzka
number 10.
doesn't
Like,
move
like now
me.
you're just
Wherever the hell he's playing on your team, I don't know where the fuck you guys playing. Harry
Ahmed.
Kane, we've been slapping Harry Kane.
No
forever.
one's. We're
Bro,
not
I
scared of
came
Harry
in here-
Kane.
I came
We're
in
not
here-
scared of
I
Harry
do
Kane.
nothing against us.
bro. I came in here. with
Kimmich, I respect. I
And
think
this
Kimmich
guy,
is a
and
very
this
good
guy
player.
is trying
But
to
when you
play
pair
a
him
game like he doesn't
him up
fear
with,
Bayern
Ahmed,
Munich.
can I ask you a
I
question?
know you fear Bayern Munich.
Bro,
He's just rambling. He's
Dude's
mentioning
playing him.
everybody.
Or Goretzka. Upamecano was baby. Was when we played.
you guys
RB
wanted
Leipzig, Marcus
Upamecano
Rashford
are
scored a
going to
hat-trick.
attempt to sign him
Hat-trick.
this next summer again.
Hat trick. Who?
Upamecano.
No, we're not. Trust me, we're not.
Kim and
Maybe
Jay, you guys
what's his name?
wanted. Won't happen.
Kim and Jay was
Sorry.
fantastic.
The Lig,
I
you
put
guys
my hands
wanted.
up.
Sorry,
I put
won't
my
happen.
hands up. I put.
You guys
Well,
are
he
Sky
rejected
T.
you
Thomas
guys
Muller,
too.
$160
He
million
rejected
offer.
Bayern
You
too.
guys
Ahmed,
offered
Ahmed.
Thomas
When the
Muller.
Ligt
Ahmed.
was when everybody wanted the Ligt, he rejected you guys too. So let's
Ahmed,
relax.
do you think
Okay,
you
Now
could
when you
name?
got his sloppy seconds, when you got Juventus' sloppy seconds,
bro. Sloppy
when he was
seconds.
a scrub for them, and
All
he's
right.
a scrub for
Sloppy
you
seconds.
guys,
You're talking about
and
sloppy
then he
seconds,
doesn't even start.
Mr.
He doesn't even
Ronaldo
start.
Guys,
coming to us at
hold up.
37 years
One
old.
second. One second. One
Right.
second. Ahmed, can
Because
I
he
ask you a
wasn't at the
question?
club before, right?
Can I ask
Yeah,
you a
bro,
question?
because-
Wait,
because
wait, wait.
I
Let me
only
ask you a
respect
question.
Yoni when it comes to this because the fear I put in Tiku when it comes to Champions League is like, bro, the guy literally like
My
started rambling for
manager,
5
my
minutes when I
former
just said
manager,
Bayern.
destroyed
I said
you
Bayern Munich, and the guy
guys.
said,
You mentioned 40 players, bro.
You guys.
yeah, okay, Yoni, please go ahead.
I would have been
Who-
scared of the group
Bro,
if
look at
somebody
this
else
guy,
was there.
bro.
All right,
Look at this
Ahmed.
guy, bro.
Ahmed.
You don't
On
get
it.
on Man
Hello.
United,
Crazy.
on Man United, be honest. What is one player who you actually are worried about?
Bruno Fernandes.
Very simple.
Easy.
Really?
Of course.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes, I think he's really starting. Like, listen, the only thing with Bruno Fernandes that I never liked was his like body language, his antics, and stuff like that. The footballing guy, right? And especially if he's playing like going forward and he doesn't have to like defend, even though he's being asked to defend a lot, like since really
He
last
does
year.
it on his own.
Yeah, on his
Got
own,
that
whatever.
worker.
But when he's just a number 10, I mean, he is a productive machine. Assists, goals, chances.
I'm making ask you a
productive
question.
machine.
I respect this. I'm happy that you're actually giving Bruno Fernandes his respect. I'm gonna just ask. I'm gonna just tell this question: does he start in Bayern Munich right now?
I think. I mean, listen, Thomas Muller has not been the same player in the last year, right? So right now, I think he starts off with Thomas Muller. But that's like we have Jamal Musiala. I'll take because he's 20 years old and he's already doing.
So
anything he
Musiala
wants.
or Bruno Fernandes? Who do you
I'll
start?
take Jamal Musiala. Anybody would take Jamal Musiala.
Okay.
You start a team. You want Bruno Fernandes or Jamal Musiala? It's Jamal Musiala.
I get it
You-
because
you know
of
who
the
Jamal
age. I
Musiala
get
is?
it about the age, but
The age makes sense.
he's a good player.
Wow. Okay.
Not just actually.
I don't know.
But,
Why I'm
uh,
surprised you
uh,
mentioned
You
that.
remember that
But
Muller?
listen,
You remember Muller?
the
Bruno
only thing,
Fernandes
the only,
debates,
and
right?
listen, bro, and Wan-Bissaka,
Fantastic player.
I like Wan-Bissaka. Going forward, he's nothing. Nothing.
He's
No
gotten
option
better.
at all.
He's gotten better. He's
Gotten better,
Gotten
but still
better,
not
but he's
defensively. Like Martinelli from the first minute was taking on the ball and was giving him fits. Never stopped since the 98th minute. Never stopped. Love Wan-Bissaka. The Lord, is he gonna be a starting left back?
Probably will.
Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
that's
bro.
trouble.
That's
I
fucking
think, no,
trouble.
honestly,
That's
I'm
trouble.
telling you right there.
I agree.
That's
Not
trouble.
really.
No,
I don't think so.
Dalot is
Yeah,
I thought
your
horrible.
center
Dalot.
backs,
I thought
I mean,
Dalot
he's so
yesterday.
bad.
I thought Dalot yesterday at left back handled
No,
soccer
he-
very well.
I think, bro.
I think he might be a better
he's-
defender at left back than he is at right back for some odd reason. I don't understand how that
Well,
works.
it's the
But even
the
at Milan,
mechanism
I think
of
he's a
cutting
guy
in
that's being forced to
and
play
cutting
fullback,
off angles.
But he's really like a CDM or whatever he is. He's very technical, but
Cool.
defensively and the speed advantage. Like disadvantage he'll have, he will get cooked up. But especially if it's Kingsley Coleman. Kingsley Coleman, if it's the best like fucking left back or right back in the world, he's gonna give you trouble. But if it's a guy like Dalot,
my only issue
see.
depends on our health. If we have a lot of injuries still,
oh yeah, of
I
course.
think obviously that gets me scared. It's the first game at Old Trafford. No, our first game's at the Allianz in 16 days,
Soon.
September 20th. So we will see each other.
I see you
Real.
soon, boy.
I listen.
I
I think
see you
it's gonna be
soon.
a tough game. Obviously, going to Allianz because our away record. That's what I'm saying about Galatasaray. Going to Galatasaray away with that fucking fan base and our struggles away, and also against Turkish teams, we do not that well against Turkish. I've seen multiple times. I remember when you're in the Europa League, we lost to Fenerbahce. I remember when we were in the Champions League 2 years ago when we bottled it, we lost to that Turkish team. The Turkish team give us trouble, so that's going to be a little bit scary. Copenhagen, I think we beat them.
No, yeah,
But
come
also,
on.
I think we get big results at home against all these guys. I don't think we even lose once at home.
No, I think if Ten Hag is smart, he's looking at home. Best case scenario, you get a draw against Bayern, but you have to destroy Copenhagen and fucking Galatasaray. That you have to take care of them away and home,
course.
and then you have no path to not get it into the
Right.
group stage.
It's gonna be interesting. I think. Listen, I like a team against Bayern. Amrabat, Casemiro in our midfield, Bruno Fernandes in front of them, Rasmus Højlund, Rashford. If I don't think Shaw is gonna be back by then, but the law is left back. Listen, of course I'd like Shaw, but I think the law, when we seen him play at left back, defensively he's solid. You know, like we all hear how much praise Saka gets. He's the best right winger in the world, and the law handled him pretty well. Obviously, he got done by Gabriel Jesus. What do you want him to do? He was the last man running from half field to try and catch up with him. Regardless, that's of course it's not ideal to play the law against Bayern, but we can live with it, right? Our biggest issue is if both center backs are playing. If Lisandro Martinez is playing and Varane are playing, and we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, bring it on.
Let's move on to the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship 293.
No Europa
and-
League draw. No.
No.
We're not Liverpool fans. Don't worry about that.
This
Leverkusen,
one
baby,
is
we're going far, baby.
This one is taking place in Sydney,
Very good.
Australia.
It is
It's not that good of a card, but it's not
Horrible
bad.
horrible card. Like this is like a Conor McGregor card, like that like you eat the fact that it's all trash, but you get to watch Conor McGregor at the main event. But this
Right.
is instead of Conor McGregor versus Cowboy or Conor McGregor versus somebody, it's Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. Ladies and gentlemen, live from
Do you want to go through the card a little quick? Yeah. Sorry.
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. What'd you say it was? Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia, dude.
Right, Sydney, Australia. I think this is the first time that he's fighting in Sydney. He might have fought in Perth or whatever. Obviously, Izzy from the area. Tai Tuivasa also from the area. Main event: Izzy versus Strickland. Yeah, should be a fun press conference. Should be a fun fight.
Is it though?
I'm just trying to be nice here.
Fest.
Yeah, it might be a really bad
It's
week
so
for the
fun.
UFC. But let's get to the co-main
Sean
event.
Strickland's
Yeah.
entertaining, bro. I just want to say, Sean
all.
Strickland.
Bro, like
Bro.
he's like that. Like I know a lot of Sean Stricklands in my life, and I
Yeah,
just wanna,
Tony-
Like,
Tony-
smack- yeah, Tony.
Tony reminds me of Sean Strickland.
Why?
Wallahi, bro.
Nah, I
He's a little
think.
cringe weirdo.
Nah,
Yeah.
come
Tony
on.
reminds me of like a combination of
Tony
like, Sean
Mark,
Strickland.
you're my
like
guy,
Luke
but you
Rockhold.
remind me.
That's our
Trust.
UFC. That's our
Yeah,
UFC
like-
representative. He reminds me of Sean Strickland because he's built
Okay.
strong.
So
No.
heavyweight bout for the co-main event. Tai Tuivasa also from the area versus Alexander Volkov.
I just want to give. I don't know. I think you guys are hating on Sean Strickland a bit too much.
No,
I love his.
I'm gonna go through the card.
I hate
Okay,
come back
I just
to
want to
that.
say I
That's
love
only
his
fight we have to talk
interviews.
about.
I love his interviews with Nina. Those
don't.
shits are funny, especially the one,
Not really.
the American one. Go ahead.
Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. Two guys coming off L's. Heavyweight, two top 10 guys. Manel Kape, Portuguese fighter, fighting Felipe Dos Santos, 7-0 undefeated. Never heard of Dos Santos. Justin Tafa will fight Austin Lane. Let's face it, two bums going in there. Oh, speaking of bums, Tyson Pedro cannot stand this guy. He is not good. I expect Anton Terzic, who's had a pretty tough schedule, to welcome him to the UFC, but I believe he should beat Tyson Pedro. Kai Kara France canceled fight. Yeah, that should have been Kai Kara France versus Manel Kape. Carlos Ulberg still on the prelims. Come on, guy. Let's. There's no reason for him to be fighting the prelims.
That's crazy.
I think about this is like by strategy. Like they want to slowly build this guy. I'm not high on Carlos Ulberg at all. I'm really not. Versus
I like
Jung De Un. I think I heard this guy. He might have got knocked out by someone. Yeah, Jacoby. That's the guy he got knocked out by. Very bad knockout against Jacoby. Yeah. Let's lost card. Jack Jenkins, another Australian fella. Pretty tough guy. Jay Malarkey, tough guy versus John McDacey, Kung Fu guy. Nasrat Hapcrest versus London Cancones. Yeah. This guy was also on the tough thing, so gets a call up. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. That fella Blood Diamond, trash. I don't know why he's still in the UFC, only because he knows Izzy. Haven't been impressed by him, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, the main event is the only fight that really counts. Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. Like I said, the press conference will be very interesting. Face-offs, the antics, but once the fight starts, Israel Adesanya, with his feints, he will draw too many reactions from Sean Strickland. He can win this fight just by points. I don't expect a knockout because I don't expect Izzy to go for it this fight. And Strickland, unless he goes forward trying to get knocked out, then that's the only chance I see happening, because he can't out kickbox Israel Adesanya, and he can't stand up with him, because last time he did that, he got slapped by Alex Pereira. We'll see what happens. Live from Sydney, Australia, UFC 293 this Saturday, folks.
Honestly, I thought you did it very well reviewing, because I absolutely agree. Obviously, I don't really care about the rest of the card. Tai Tuivasa, very nice to see him come back. Very entertaining guy. I don't think he's a world champion type fighter. Everyone was on that hype train, this and that. Did very good against what's his name? Gone.
Cyril Gane. He did very good.
Very good, but I think it's just the type of fighter that he is. I do believe he will win in front of his own crowd, and because what's his name? I just don't respect. Yeah, I don't respect him. I think he's a great fighter, and he's like a very technical.
Why not respect him? You say you don't like.
I don't fear him anymore, or like something like that.
Yeah, I
have to respect.
He's not somebody I respect him because exactly. He's been there. He's been in a lot of fights. He's got a lot of wins. I respect him, but I just don't think he's someone to really fear. And I think Tai Tuivasa doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna go for it, and I think when you bring it towards him, he'll crumble. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I have Tai winning by knockout. Adesanya versus Strickland. We know why they made this fight. It's because of the trash talking and this and that. But when you look at it as fighter versus fighter, it's not even close. They're two different level guys. Adesanya's here, Strickland's down there. And I think Adesanya, like you said, I don't think Adesanya it's going to be a typical boring Adesanya fight that he had before. And I think Strickland's going to probably go for it. He might get cracked a couple times. I could see a knockout, but it all depending on what Strickland's going to do. If Strickland's going to be aggressive and is going to put himself in danger, guess what? Adesanya's going to knock your ass out. If he's going to be conservative and try and, pick his
wrestle too, Strickland. You have to.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's going to have to. I don't know how well Strickland is as a wrestler because I've never really seen him. He's probably decent considering the level of wrestling that's in that division. But I've always said this about Adesanya. I think his takedown defense at that weight class is elite. He's elite. So you're gonna have to be some different level guy, and I don't think Strickland's that. So I will have Adesanya winning. And then
I don't think
Strickland.
Adesanya,
we'll see.
I don't think Strickland's even close to the guy to move the needle. I think it's gonna be very difficult for someone to take this title off Israel Adesanya until
Duplessis
maybe.
is next. Duplessis.
Yeah, I don't think.
Brother.
I don't think
I don't
Duplessis
even
does it
Nickel is
either.
Does
Bo
that
Nickel's
either.
coming up.
Listen,
Bo Nickel and Hamzat.
Nickel's
That's
gonna be
it.
tough.
That's it.
Hamzat.
That's it.
Hamza
The only two options. I think. You know what it is though? Nah. Strickland can't even pull
Well, I
off
haven't
some
seen
like
Hamzat in that
crazy
long,
upset,
bro.
man. I hope he does.
I think Duplessis has better chance of pulling up an
Yeah.
upset than Strickland, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
of
know what I
course.
mean? And I still think Adesanya wins,
Yeah.
Duplessis.
regardless.
So we'll just wait for Bo Nickel or Hamzat to make their way up the ranks, and then.
Yeah, but
See
the
that?
card, like Dana has to do better. Like, just give us one more other fight.
I mean, let
Like,
me ask you a question, because you're bringing this up. Who's had a better year, boxing or MMA?
clearly boxing.
Thank you.
The one big fight. I mean, Islam
Thank you.
versus Volkanovski is as good as any fight ever that I've seen.
Right.
But we also got Crawford and Spence the same
Right.
year, and we also got Garcia versus
Right. Javante.
Tank.
You got-
Also, Benavidez versus Plant.
Right.
Also, Charlo versus Canelo this month.
Stop it.
You also, I mean, bro, I think
Fury
Ortiz
versus
versus
Ngannou.
Ortiz, Fury versus Ngannou.
Come on.
So I think boxing has really stepped
There's
up the
many
last
other
couple years,
fights.
and
Yeah.
definitely had a better year than UFC, which is saying a lot because UFC every single year they perform. This year has been a little down year, but we still have like 4 months to go, and they Conor
Right,
McGregor
right.
return. That card is ridiculous.
Oof.
Does
And
Fury
the-
versus
and
Ngannou
You know-
count as like
you know
an
what they're
official
saying for that
match?
card, right?
It does.
What? Yeah, it's a boxing
does.
match.
It's a legit boxing.
I think bro, I don't know if
The
the belt's on
belts.
the line. That'd be crazy. But
I don't know.
But
Fury
I would
would be
think so,
stupid
right?
to do that. Nah,
that
that'd be
UFC
crazy.
card in December. You know what they're saying, right? They're saying it's gonna be Conor McGregor versus Chandler, right? Co-main event: Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. Third fight on the night: Sean O'Malley versus Chito Oliveira 2. Oh,
Shut the
can you
fuck
imagine
up.
those? Bro,
That's
they
on my
cannot do that
birthday,
for a Conor
December
McGregor
16th.
card.
It's on my birthday.
Wow, they can't do that for a Conor McGregor card. They can't waste all those fighters for a Conor McGregor card.
Honestly, might as well.
But I
Right?
wish.
Why not?
I
Put all
wish.
your chips on the table. UFC's been shit.
They
Put
would do
on a
$5
good
million.
card at the end of the year, and then you're just like, oh, UFC did so great this year. They gave us the best card ever. So, that could be their
Can't argue
play.
with that. That's pretty much it though for UFC.
Yeah.
Shout out Korean Zombie though.
Oh yeah.
Gonna wait from the game last 2 weeks ago.
Zombie. Let's talk some WWE, AEW. Really, there's only one thing to talk about, and it's the crazy. First of all, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. Bray Wyatt, just
In peace, Bray Wyatt.
absolute creative. Wyndham Rotunda, absolute creative genius. He was so young, man. He left the family behind. It's really just such a sad loss. And wrestling in
He
general.
was 34.
He was 36, I believe.
That's crazy.
It's like, bro, he was so young, and when you put his age into perspective, like you realize LA Knight is like 40 years old.
Right.
It's like this dude had 10 plus years of just greatness still to go on to, and he was great, like all these people are coming out and telling everyone about like how insanely good he was, how creative he was. John Cena talking about how one of his favorite matches was the Firefly Funhouse. So such a sad loss, bro. He had such a great, such a bright future ahead of him, even with how much he accomplished already. It sucks.
100%. Yeah, he was definitely. I think I tweeted. I'm like, he was probably one of the most creative minds that I've ever known in wrestling. Obviously the whole Wyatt family thing when he was in NXT and when he got up to the WWE was very, very creative and very nice. He was the heir to the Undertaker in terms of that mystique and like
Easily.
dark, spooky type thing. Obviously we seen that when the Undertaker came out and gave him his props a couple months ago. And then when the Firefly Funhouse thing came out with the whole thing, and that was so intriguing. When that first came out, that brought me back to WWE that year. I think it was like 2019. That legit brought me back to WWE to watch that because it was just something so different. The whole, the mask with it was just so nice. It was so something different, especially during that year in 2019 when wrestling was really down. He kind of fumbled it when they did that. when they fumbled his title reign to losing to Goldberg. It kind of took away from the whole thing, the whole like he never lost when he was the beast, when he was the monster and the thingy thing.
The Fiend.
So, the Fiend.
The thingy
Sorry,
thing.
I
The thingy
apologize.
thing.
So, sorry. I kind of forgot what it was named, but yeah, it's such a tragic loss. It was so unexpected. There was so much reports about him coming back to the WWE
He was about
because
to.
he went away.
I think he was 2 months out. He was training.
And there was literally videos of him with fans. I remember seeing, because I remember it was during WrestleMania time, and he was supposed to fight Bobby Lashley, and then that just went away, and everybody was thinking like, oh, is the WWE gonna like get rid of him, this and that? They thought it was like an issue with him in the WWE. Then reports came out that he had like a health issue, and everyone was like, oh, okay, and then he was about to be cleared, and then this just came out of nowhere. It's just so sad, so sad. It was a shock, man. To me, this is like the first death that shocked me since like freaking Chris Benoit, man.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being honest, who else is there that it came at such a at his
Eddie.
age, at his best? Eddie Guerrero as well, of course. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's like I never watched the WWE that much when he was like popular, but I knew about him and I knew about what he was. And for him, and he was there for like 10 years, 9 years, 8 years. Top guy too. And this and that championship. He won the championship multiple times, yeah. But when he was the Fiend, when he was the Wyatt family guy. But it's crazy. It's crazy. I can't even put the words together. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for the family. So, and by the way, to the WWE, that SmackDown was fantastic. Fantastic. They gave him tributes and everything. Him and Terry Funk. We didn't talk about Terry Funk, a legend in the game. It was a great show. So shout out. I think the WWE handled that very, very well. And rest in peace.
Bro, I used to love playing as Terry Funk in the WWE games. Whenever there'd be like hardcore matches, I'd pick him. It was just like him and Sabu for some reason. So, just a hardcore legend. I think
you know what's crazy about Terry Funk is that, sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. Everybody thinks of Terry Funk as some like extreme guy, which he was. Don't get me wrong. He was like extreme. He was part of like brutal type ECW type thing. The influence for like Mick Foley, for Cactus Jack and stuff like that. But people don't remember him in NWA. Like, he was a big star in NWA in the when wrestling was like per like state and stuff like that. When it was different promotions, he was huge, man. Just straight wrestling back in the day, he was big. He just evolved to that, to being that extreme guy. And he was super influential to a lot of guys today. CM Punk, one of his biggest influences. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, biggest influences. So respect him. Big respect to him. Because when I was younger, I didn't really know. But obviously, as you grew up and you look into the industry, big loss to everybody.
Yeah. And I think at Payback, they put on a great. I would like to say it's a tribute match.
100%.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day. That was fantastic. That was
What
so
a great
good.
match. Such a good match.
AEW was kind of hectic. I'm not gonna lie. Their tribute match was like just AEW just loves doing that. Just like, here, put out all this bullshit, fucking hardcore shit. Bleed. Wow, hardcore. I don't know if I'm a big fan of it, but
so good,
yeah.
bro. I love watching that stuff, bro. I love needles in the head of John
So
Moxley.
so speaking about AEW, right? Tiku hates AEW, by the way. So CM Punk gets fired from
Biggest
AEW specifically because of, well, not just because of what happened at All In. It was mostly a buildup of things. He obviously had beef with the Young Bucks and that whole crew and
the Elite.
The Elite, yeah. So this has been an ongoing thing, and at All In, obviously, Jack Perry, right? That's who it was. It kind of
Jungle Boy
had a shoot on him, saying this is real glass, and CM Punk obviously got mad, pressed Tony Khan supposedly. Samoa Joe has to go in, break it up, and that's it. He was kicked out. Tony Khan, can I just say something? Tony Khan is an absolute beast of an owner, bro. He's so good. He came out to a Chicago crowd. He came out to a Chicago crowd.
He's the guy that
sat
owns
down.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sat
Fuck that
down.
guy.
Well,
And-
he's the son of the guy that owns.
Yeah, well, he
Fulham
runs
and the
everything.
Fuck that whole
Jaguars.
family.
He runs everything. Why?
Also the
What did-
Jaguars, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
What they
Jaguars.
do to you, Med?
João Palhinha, my friend.
Oh,
This guy.
that's
This
why.
guy's so
I was like, what do they do?
I thought maybe he
Also
has
Jaguars, right?
like a legit. Yeah.
Jaguars
Fuck the
too.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got money.
So so he comes out.
He's the son. Tony Khan's the son of the.
I know.
guy.
Yeah, but he runs everything. So
Oh yeah.
he comes out to a Chicago crowd, openly takes the criticism, speaks about it. I think that was so respectable, bro. I think like he's way more personable than Vince McMahon, bro. He's out there
Really?
explaining
Like
his
25 years
decisions.
old, my guy.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So he's
he's
out
like
there
70
explaining
years
his
old.
decisions.
It's bro.
What?
Go ahead. I'm gonna just let you go ahead. No, go.
Bro, I'm a
gonna
big
tell
fan of
why
him. You
he's,
don't like Tony
absolutely,
Khan?
Like the biggest dumb. No, I don't at all. He's a
Okay.
fucking weirdo. He's
Okay.
like dead ass a dork, a Mark dork, in the basement of his mom, running a $1 billion company, and you can see it, the way he can't even handle these personal issues that are going on.
No.
At least Vince McMahon was a man.
Get the
Man,
fuck
he's a
out of
true
here,
man.
bro.
He
That's
understood the
absolute
wrestlers,
bullshit. That's
but he let
absolute
his
bullshit.
foot around.
No. WWE had all of these issues plus more. It
Like
happened.
what?
Like,
What?
bro,
What's the
CM
click?
Punk.
That's the only thing you could tell that.
CM
But
Punk
guess
had
what?
beef with
But
Triple
guess
H and
what?
The Miz for a
And
long
what
time.
happened?
Then what
And what
happened? He
happened?
left. It was a mess.
Out. No. Out. He got
Yeah,
fired.
Out my ass, bro.
I'm out.
It
Get outta
was a
here.
mess.
And
It was
tell
a
me,
mess.
And what's CM Punk done? And
It
what
was a
has CM
mess.
Punk have done?
It was a mess.
And
So
then
what?
happened?
Tony Khan fired him
WWE's still
too.
here.
Tony Khan
WWE
fired him
went
too.
past CM Punk. Everyone was telling, oh, CM Punk's only good to star in the WWE. Guess what?
All Out.
Look how they make it.
All
look.
Out was a
What?
fantastic pay-per-view. Fantastic
Really?
pay-per-view. Everyone's saying it was
I didn't
fantastic.
watch it. No,
Yeah,
I never will.
you wouldn't
That's
because
great.
you
Because it's,
you're biased,
some
bro.
shit
If CM
bullshit.
Punk joins
I
WWE,
am.
you're gonna sing his praises. You're gonna say he's the greatest wrestler of
no,
all time.
No, because this is the
on
this
the
is
mic.
issue about
Oh
this.
my god.
No. I've never been a CM Punk fan. Never have, never will. I can respect him, and I think, listen, he's good at some stuff, but I never understood him being the star that he is. Even when he was in the WWE, I thought it was cool. I
He's
thought
so
the
good
pipe
on the
bomb was
mic.
cool at that time, right? It was cool. Yeah, he's so good on the mic, amazing. He was a real guy. He's like he knows how to bend the lines of reality and kayfabe.
Not been the lines. You
Respect.
going over the lines. Definitely.
Sure, right? Okay, and I think during that time of the WWE, they needed somebody like him. And guess what? They pushed him to the moon, right?
400
WWE
days as
champion.
champ.
But guess what? CM Punk, when The Rock comes back, right? When John Cena come
When
back,
Brock Lesnar.
those guys, there's a level. There's a fucking level, my guy. You need to understand that you're not above those guys. You're not gonna
but bro,
headline WrestleMania when those guys are there. So I get it. I understand it. The Rock comes out of nowhere and does the thing. But at the end of the day, it's a business. And when The Rock is there, everybody's gonna tune in. Everybody's gonna.
It
tune
could
in.
have been Punk versus The Rock. That's what he wanted.
Guess
Nobody
what?
wanted
to
Cena versus
fucking
The Rock
watch
number
that
two.
shit.
Listen,
And guess
nobody
what?
wanted
And they
Cena
did
versus The
do
Rock
it.
too.
They did do. Nobody wants to see
At
CM
the
Punk
Royal
versus The
Rumble,
Rock
but
at WrestleMania. They
WrestleMania,
did
I
verse
agree.
each other, and he lost. Whoopsie fucking do. When The Rock says he wants to come back and give people a year of wrestling, motherfucker, you're getting a sit
And give us
seat
John
back,
Cena
bro.
versus The Rock at WrestleMania? Are you
Stop.
kidding me? Sorry, bro. CM
But
Punk
twice?
take a back seat.
Twice?
And
Yes, they needed it twice.
of course, twice. It
They
has
needed
to.
I
it
agree.
twice. Story needed that. Come on. Shout out to CM Punk. I understand it. He had issues.
No, I'm bro.
He had
I'm
issues with
perfectly in line
injuries
with
and
you.
stuff like that. But
Perfectly
go
in
ahead.
line. Perfect. Listen, you have to respect his skills on the mic, his wrestling skills. Period. He's a great wrestler. He's like those guys they call like those indie guys. Like he really
Yeah,
came
he's-
through. Really came
Ring of
through
Honor.
like the
Yeah.
right way. The right way, right?
I remember him, bro.
And he
CM
has a lot of
Punk-
endorsements. Yeah, like
Yeah,
by
yeah,
by
yeah.
a lot of top,
Right.
top wrestlers. But first of all, during that time, 2011 to 2013 was probably the weakest time.
Right.
I can and especially in the last 20
100%.
years.
I
the
completely
weakest
stopped
time.
watching.
Yeah, of course. Right, and then Brock Lesnar comes back. John Cena is back. And then obviously The Rock comes back. All three of those guys are way bigger stars than CM Punk, right? CM Punk doesn't believe that, right? He thinks he's better than all of them. I remember the one promo, and like for me personally, I just like it's not my cup of tea
when he said you can't box with God when he's talking to The Rock,
Right.
right? It's just like he like going over the lines, and obviously with Vince McMahon, like those promos were like really heated and like for
Right.
real. Obviously
Him
the mic drop,
Triple H.
the
Like, they were
what do you call that?
shooting like
The
in
pipe
front
bomb?
of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
They
audience.
Exactly,
hated each
exactly.
other,
Pipe
bro.
Colt
They
Cabana
hated
and all
each
that,
other.
yeah. Of
Right.
course. But he was getting to the point where like it was toxic for him, but he was making it toxic for everybody else. And I
But that's
understand,
kind of what he
like,
does.
yeah,
Look at what he's doing
and
to
listen,
AEW.
bro, you do it once, okay, maybe. You do it twice, like there's only so many like fucking promotions out there, especially like the two biggest wrestling promotions. You have like disgraced your name, pretty much,
But this is the
right?
difference.
And
Right.
I would love to see him come back, but I don't know if he can. And
No, I
any-
think he could definitely come back. I think he could
But
definitely
see,
come back because
I think
one,
it's there because
Right.
he made amends with everyone. He spoke to Triple H, spoke to the
he
Miz,
came
blah,
back to
blah, blah.
Fox, right? I
But-
remember that.
This is my problem. Yeah, he did. This is my problem with the whole CM Punk scenario, and this is why I brought it up, because he's so toxic in WWE, and he was toxic for years. He's so toxic in AEW, and yet people are blaming Tony Khan. Like, bro, Tony
It is
Khan
Tony
has
Khan's
dealt.
fault.
Nobody cares, but
How
it's
is it
his fault.
Tony Khan's
Listen,
fault?
Because I can
when-
explain to you,
Bro,
Let me tell
you
something.
had CM Punk
Right.
shooting live, like Ahmed said, to Triple H. These guys were beefing. They were 5 minutes
was
away
only
from
one?
shooting hands, bro. He was only one.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah.
Great
So-
point. Fucking WWE
So
had more than just CM
let me
Punk.
tell you this
Actually,
difference.
More than
Let me
just
tell you
CM
the
Punk.
difference. Hold up. Right.
More
let me
than
tell-
just CM Punk. And how did Vince McMahon
Let
handle
me tell
it?
you this.
Oh,
let me
Tony
tell
Khan.
you the difference. Let me tell you the
Fuck outta
difference.
here.
These two beefs are so different. It's like not even in the same realm. The CM Punk was just frustrated at the scheduling, at his push, at his character, and this and that. Because the WWE actually has an injuries and stuff like that, and how much he had to wrestle and stuff like that. There's a structure in the WWE that everybody understands what's going on. You could be frustrated with it or not. They know what's going on. In AEW, what the fuck is going on over there? Nothing. We don't know what's going on. We have the elite, these little fucking dorks. Dorks like these are dorks becoming wrestlers, legitimately, like losers. And they're EVPs. They actually have a stake, a stake in the company, and they're fighting with the biggest fucking draw star in their own company. Make that make sense to me, Ahmed, Yanni. Make it make sense. How are they
Oh,
beating
Daniel
with their
Bryan's
biggest
a
star?
piece
They
of shit.
benefit from it. What
CM
has made
Punk's a
it?
piece of
The
shit.
Daniel Bryan? He might be a piece of shit, but I think those little dork fucking elite guys are more pieces of shit.
Why?
I think they seen CM Punk come in. They wanted their own control of that whole company. They wanted to be the top guys and this, that. They seen CM Punk come in, have a good relationship with Tony Khan, know he's the biggest star, know he draws the biggest money, he draws the whole fans, and they got jealous of him. So they started a whole beef. They started this whole situation. And
But
and
you know you're
do
wrong.
blame CM Punk for getting mad for these
know
little
you're wrong.
dorks that have done nothing. These guys, who the fuck is the Young Bucks? Who are they?
Are you joking?
Who are they?
Bro, okay, keep watching
Where do
WWE,
they
bro.
stand all time?
The Young
Where do
Bucks
they stand
are
all
considered
time?
one of the greatest
only
tag
guy- the
teams
only
of all
guy that
time.
wants
Who?
any
To
attention-
The
dorks
Young
like
Bucks.
you.
The only,
No.
the only
Nobody knows who they
homegrown
are.
So
guy,
many people. The Young Bucks come to WWE, you'll be singing their praises, bro. Respectfully
No, I
speaking,
won't.
Kenny
They
Omega,
fucking- they
Kenny
should.
Omega, I
All
want you
they
to
do-
say Kenny Omega
I like
isn't
Kenny
one of the greatest
Omega.
of all time.
I
He's
like
a
him.
fucking
I
monster.
like
Kenny Omega is what
Kenny
AJ
Omega
Styles
is-
was
but
in
I think Kenny
TNA.
Omega, I will say this. I like Kenny Omega. I don't believe he's as big as he is with the Young Bucks and Hangman Page in this situation. Who the fuck is Hangman Page? Who is that?
Him,
Who?
I can't.
Who
I
are
can't
to
tell
talk
you.
shit? Who are you to come out in front of everybody and talk shit about CM Punk in live audience on TV? Who are you?
John Moxley
Thank
did it.
you. Nobody knows. John Moxley's a fucking weirdo himself
WWE
too.
champ, by the way.
Go look what he did. WWE, yeah, he's a respect. I like John Moxley's character when he's not bleeding all over the fucking place. The fucking weirdo. That's just fucking weird. That's not wrestling, dude. Straight up, that's not.
Why is it
wrestling.
not
It's
wrestling?
not.
Why? You used to love
Because
that
it's
shit.
fucking weird.
Yeah,
Who?
okay.
When?
Who? What
when
do you?
Jeff
so-
Hardy used to jump from the fucking, he wasn't bleeding every time.
Swanton bomb.
Bro, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, fucking, he talks to somebody, the camera goes to somebody else. They look at him, he's bleeding. What the fuck happened? Nothing happened. But this is some shit your boy Tony Khan thinks. Dude,
Just
Tony
start-
Khan has no balls. Tony Khan has no balls. He has no balls. How? You're the president of the fucking company. You're the owner of the company. How do you not get the elite, CM Punk, to talk to each other and figure it out? Because wrestlers are real people. They're not fucking action figures, right? Like he was a dork. Tony Khan was a nerd. He probably had action figures, did like fake stories, and think he could do that in real life. You know, people have emotions. People have issues. People have their own opinions. You fucking dork. So I don't care if he sold out Wembley that he owns. By the way, you know his family owns Wembley. You know that, right?
What?
They own it. Yeah. They own it. So when that happens, and then you sell your tickets for like €5 in the biggest market in wrestling that have never had. Like,
They don't own Wembley.
if
you fucking
WrestleMania
asshole.
was at Wembley tomorrow, okay, I might have been wrong about that. I'm so sorry. No, I think they do, bro.
No, they
They
don't.
do, bro.
England owns Wembley.
Dukan.
Wembley Stadium is owned by the
Wembley.
governing body of English football, the Football Association.
Right, and Dukan and Wembley, because I remember hearing something about that. But anyway,
Jaguars owner
what else?
says deal would leave. Oh yeah, well, Khan's purchase of Wembley Stadium approved.
I know, crack you in your jaw.
I don't.
Anyways,
I don't.
you're an idiot. It's fine because you're an idiot. It's okay. When you sell your tickets for $5, if WWE go tomorrow, hey, tomorrow to Wembley, that would be packed to the gills, and motherfuckers would pay thousands of dollars to be there. Hello, use your brain, because it's WWE sold out WrestleMania in Philadelphia 2 nights like this, sold out, most purchases ever. So don't talk to me about what's success.
They
It's
didn't
not
end up buying
success.
it, by
You're
the
a
way.
loser. Sorry. Okay, then
They withdrew it.
I might have been wrong.
No, but you were
Okay,
half
good.
right.
But
Look.
that's what I'm saying. When you have these fucking dorks that are EVPs of your company, beefing with the biggest talent, with the biggest draw in your company, to the point that he has to leave and you have to fire him and this and that. Sorry, that's the problem of your damn fucking owner. Sorry, yes. Because there's been worse instances in WWE, and guess what? Vince McMahon handled it like a fucking man.
How did Vince McMahon handle the Miz situation?
What Miz situation?
The
Who
Miz
the fuck's the Miz?
Bro,
Who the fuck's the Miz?
What the hell
You're
are you
nobody.
talking about? So,
Who the fucking nobody? Nobody cares about you. Be a man.
all right,
Fuck.
that's crazy. So tell
But
CM
you're
Punk
you're looking at.
tell
but
CM
there's a
Punk to
di-
man up, bro. He's
but
he's
there's
supposed to be a
no,
leader in the
no,
locker room.
No, there's a difference
Bitch.
between the fucking Miz when he first came up to the fucking CM Punk, who's the biggest draw in your thing, was part of the first $1 million pay-per-view buy event for you hold weight in Chicago. Chicago is CM Punk. So, but we'll see. They made a whole new show for CM Punk, dude. So now what? Exactly. Rest in peace, AEW. I will be pissing on it. I swear I'm gonna be pissing on it when it's like bankrupt or something. Right all over it. It's dog shit wrestling. It's dog shit. I can't even. I swear. I turn it on to be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance one day. And I turn it on, and it's fucking awful.
I think you're a hater.
I see a dork doing this. Dancing, and that's funny.
That's just mad funny, bro. Come on, that's great.
stupid.
That's great,
That's
bro. He was walking up. He was walking up the ramp, just doing. Come on, man. That's just quality. You're bugging. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the to basketball. We have it listed as NBA, but it's really basketball. The FIBA World Cup. Specifically, we want to really just talk about the Noah Lyles situation, I think. So Noah Lyles, I think, Tiku, you said he's a sprinter, correct? Something like that.
I believe so.
Whatever he
Let me
is,
just
to be honest.
correct.
Noah Lyles.
100% I think.
Yeah, search it up.
Correct. He does track and field sprinter. Yes.
So
100 meter.
Noah Lyles pretty much talks about how it doesn't make sense that
Ooh,
the
speaking
NBA
of.
champions call themselves the world champions. He said, like, why do I have to watch the NBA finals and tune in and see them say world champion? The world champion of what? The United States, he said, specifically. I mean, he's shitting on them, so he's basically talking about how the United States, and this is not just basketball. This is football. This is baseball, hockey, world champions. The United States likes calling themselves that. I think he's right, man. I think he's absolutely right. I think, like, calling yourselves the world champions when you only play in the United... Look at Ahmed looking at me. Bro, like, okay, Ahmed, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, the Denver Nuggets can beat Real Madrid.
Don't like take my point. Just finish what you're gonna
Okay.
say, and then go, bro.
Okay, because you're looking at me and, like,
Because like you don't even believe what you're saying. You're just saying it right now.
I swear to God, I believe exactly what I'm saying right now. They should not call themselves the world champions. They should not. Because,
To
bro,
me-
you're
to
not the
me,
world
this is
champions.
the
You're
semantics,
not
bro.
beating.
semantics.
You're not beating
This is
everybody
such
in
the
the world,
stupidest-
bro.
Stupidest. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Ever.
Why was that guy so
My-
pissed off to go
I
off?
don't. It's so weird. I wonder how this started. I wonder if someone asked him a
They
question.
asked him a
or something.
question. They asked him a question. Like
About
you
what?
should get like the exact question that they asked him, but like it was something like about like blah blah blah. Do you consider them
It's-
like the world champions? He said no. They
Why?
they only dominate like the United States or whatever.
What the? That's so. Listen, first of all, I don't know
Like,
why that guy.
He's
so
talking about the
pressed.
NBA,
Explain to
right?
me.
So let's
Right.
focus on the NBA.
Okay.
The NBA,
Right.
right?
Right.
The NBA, like that is the best of the best, right? The last 3 MVPs are all European players. They could have stayed in Europe. They could have been doing whatever they do. They came to the NBA because they know that's the best in the world. There is one league for basketball in the world, and that's the NBA. Right? It's the best players in the world. It's the best teams
That's
in
not
the
true.
world. The who was the worst team last year?
It's not
The
true.
Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets would demolish European teams. You understand that, right? And we see it in preseason, like when they face some Australian teams, they're up like 40, the Oklahoma City Thunder
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
bro.
Like,
can I ask you a
hold
question?
on, hold on. I understand what they're saying. Like, oh, Americans, they don't get like they don't even like they think whatever they have is the best in the world. No.
Which it is.
Like I don't like no. Okay, but I understand. Like
That's
I
what
don't
it is.
really like. Okay, I'm an American and stuff like that. But like I didn't grow up here. I understand what they're saying. When it comes to the NBA, when it comes to the NFL, maybe MLB because you have Japan and like they're pretty good over there too. But even MLB, NHL maybe, but like definitely the NBA, best in the world. They are the world champions.
Okay,
The best player in the world plays in the NBA. The best teams in the world play in the NBA.
but bro,
What are we talking
but
about?
that, why do they play in the NBA though? Have you asked yourself that question? They play in the NBA because it's the only league. Like if you put Real Madrid in the NBA, I'm willing to bet
they wouldn't win a game.
I'm willing to bet that
Maybe
they
one,
can
two.
develop. No, I'm willing to bet that they can develop enough European players to hang in the NBA with NBA money. Absolutely. They had Luka Doncic. They had Luka
Right
Doncic.
now. Lithuania
who
just
else?
beat USA.
Yes.
Like they were in a tough
It
game
happened.
against some other like no like
Against our
it-
C team.
the gap has not been closed. The gap is like there. Canada is a good team. Puerto Rico has some good players. Philippines has some good players. Every team has an NBA. Serbia, all these teams has NBA legit players. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about
That's not what we're talking about.
if like the Denver Nuggets, can they call themselves the world champions? Right? What does world champions mean? You are the best in the world undisputedly, right? That's what it means. Like the EuroLeague MVP comes to the NBA to play. What are we talking about here?
I just don't know if it's fair to say, like, all right, you're not wrong. The Denver Nuggets could whoop anyone's ass in the world, including American
It's semantics,
teams.
bro. It's semantics.
But it is semantics,
It's
but at the
such
same
semantics.
time, it's also like a case scenario where it's like, if there were other teams in the NBA, or if the NBA was to diversify, let's say they had a tournament.
It's like this.
But if they had a tournament, right? If they had
Yeah.
a tournament
They get
with
they get
European
wiped
teams,
off the map.
more European teams are getting NBA money. More European teams can form solid because like a Real Madrid can't afford all the best players in
I
Europe,
disagree.
right?
You
disagree.
must
I
let me
disagree.
go right now because I have a perfect example.
Okay,
and I have
bye.
a perfect solution. Example is if it's like if like Flamengo or a team in South America, right? If they genuinely think that they're the best team in the world or like they've had a better season than any team in Europe and stuff like that, right? There's one way to find out, and we do. It's a FIFA Club World Cup, I guess, for them. Like we obviously know that Real Madrid, they're the best team in the world if they win the Champions League, or it's Bayern Munich, or it's whoever, Man City.
Right.
That's the best team in the world. So if they want to do this, Adam Silver, instead of making this freaking Taco Bell Cup in the middle of the season, stupid ass guy, let's do the champs. So Denver Nuggets, maybe like December or like when we have a week off, whenever that is, they will
Right.
face. I guess
The EuroLeague.
like I don't know if they have like Champions League like over there, but whatever. The Euro League
champions, and then they play that one game, and then you find out. Oh, or maybe
Yeah,
they
they lose by 50.
But
Well,
why
they
not
lose by
make
50
it?
every
Why?
single game?
I
Dude,
think
Jokic
the
averages
best
70
players-
points, and we
the
waste
best-
everybody's time. And
The
that's it.
best
I
players.
guess that's what they want to see.
The best players that play for those Real Madrid, those Barcelona, those
Luka Doncic.
EuroLeague teams.
Right now.
No,
Pau
not even
Gasol.
that. Their best players are washed players.
Oh yeah, they're like
players out
35.
the league for us. That's their best players.
Yeah.
Those are their best players.
who's Real
Rondo,
Madrid's best
Hollis,
player?
Jefferson.
Tell me
Like,
right now.
Not even. Who?
Oh, yeah.
Who's Real Madrid's best player on the basketball team?
I can name you one person. I just forgot his name.
Oh, you can name
Let
me
me
one
do that.
person. You just forgot his name. Bro.
I know who it is. But I forgot his name because he's
Bro,
so.
it's like
irrelevant.
guys like Greg Monroe going overseas. and
Yes,
stuff
bro.
like
It's
that,
just
you know?
fucking dork losers, bro. They're trash.
Yeah,
like,
you call
I'm gonna
anybody
pull it up right
losers
now.
today. I don't know.
I bet
Mario.
Drazen
Who?
Drazen Musa used to be on the Nets. He was a flop. He sucks.
Who?
Gabriel
Musa?
Deck.
Oh, the white
Musa.
fellow?
Hazonia
Yes.
plays for them.
Albanian? Is he like
Ed-
Albanian?
Eddie
or like,
He's a Croatian or something. Bosnian.
Mm.
Bro, Eddie Tavares. You know who that was? He was on the Cavs.
Eddie who?
Eddie Tavares was on the Cavs.
That
You know
I
him?
know,
I know, I
I know NBA players.
Mario
That was not an NBA player.
Hazonia. Mario
Oh.
Hazonia.
The GOAT.
Oh, yeah, very good player, right? Very good. Vincent Poirier. You remember Vincent Poirier on the Celtics?
Yeah, I remember him. That is a real player.
Rudy Fernandez on the
Of
Nuggets.
course, the legend.
That is a real
You know,
player.
right? Yeah. No. Gabriel Deck. Remember Gabriel Deck on the Thunder.
Gabriel who? That's not a
Gabriel
real player.
Deck on the No, he's a real player. He's just he plays
Not a
Real
real
Madrid.
player.
He has,
So
he has
these
an
are real
OKC
players.
jersey on.
These are the people that this guy Noah Lyles wants us to think that we should really. Oh my God, these guys are the best fucking. I don't think the Denver Nuggets are not the best team in the world, bro.
Listen, bro,
It's
if you were to go
stupid
to
as
court
shit.
with this, you
It's
would
an-
lose.
it's
That's all that
an-
matters.
Yeah, he would. He's a
that's
he's
all
a,
that matters.
he's a bozo. I don't know what's his issue because I think this is more
He's
of
a great athlete, though.
psychological. No, he's great at. I don't understand what's his issue with the basketball team. I really
Yeah,
don't
he
get
was
it.
heated, and he got destroyed in the comments. But he was heated.
Of course, good.
It was all I don't
good.
know why these guys call themselves champion. First of all,
So
he's an
weird.
American, I believe.
Bro, who's won
what?
the last whatever gold medals in the Olympics?
All right. You can't use that as a point because what if we lose now the
Why
FIBA
not?
World Cup? What are you gonna say? It doesn't matter.
Because
It's our C
our
team,
FIBA
right?
World Cup team is our D options on the team.
Not really.
Austin
because, like,
Reeves, a D
but-
option,
but, like,
top
No,
5 in the
there's
MVP convo.
Austin Reeves.
nah, come
Austin
on.
Reeves. Out of all those players, on
Bro,
the team, you say
honestly,
Austin
there's so many
They
things I
are.
can say about these.
No,
okay, all right.
I meant none
Let's
of
move
those
on to-
players start or even make the bench if all guys. Maybe Anthony Edwards.
Jalen Brunson, you out of your fucking mind, bro?
If every
Ingram.
player, if our best players,
Oh no, yeah, no. But like, why would you send
Every
a
single-
34-year-old
like
Steph Curry
LeBron.
or a 36-year-old?
but
Like,
this is what I'm trying to
there's
say.
there's
But that's what I'm
no
saying.
reason.
These are our D options.
I'd be options.
Sorry,
Really.
bro. I had
Uh,
Kenneth Reed. I remember Kenneth Reed was on that team. A couple
Doing
years
work. Doing work.
Right. Kenneth Reed. No offense. I
Muslim
like
brother.
Kenneth Reed,
The man.
no, I like Kenneth Reed. I like it. Yeah, the Manimal is a savage. Denver Nuggets. It's a savage.
Yeah.
But still, come on. Let's be honest.
Let's
People
get to
doing,
the.
Tuka in
You
front
brought
of
up some
us, and
names?
We were tweaking. They were tweaking out, bro. And they got dropped by like 60, bro.
Yo, who's that one white dude on the team
Oh, who's
What
the-
team?
on Team USA? That I'm pretty sure he's not an NBA player. I've never seen him.
Is he a college player?
Is he? That's what I'm
it's-
wondering.
That's what they do. They bring some like one college player.
Because I remember
Okay.
Anthony Davis was
How am
on
I
that
supposed to know?
Olympics team, which is actually
How are
kinda
you
crazy.
supposed to
Anthony
know?
Davis
I
was
thought
on
they
that
were the
Olympics.
world champions, bro. You don't know the team?
Yeah, no one cares.
They play
about them,
tomorrow at
honestly.
8:40 in the
Just,
morning. These times.
I'll tell you right now.
like,
Walker
like,
Kessler.
Nobody.
Who the fuck is this guy?
You don't know who Walker Kessler is,
yeah,
bro?
This guy
No,
doesn't
I
This
know
don't.
guy,
Walker
is like
Kessler.
you are, bro. Get
Yeah,
out of my.
dude.
face.
You guys
he
trolling?
is
You guys
not-
are trolling, right? Stop
No,
playing.
we're not.
You're
We're not.
You're
You're really
trolling.
crazy, bro. You gotta wake
No.
up. Utah Jazz.
He's
Walker
literally in
Kessler?
the NBA. You freaking idiot.
Who
One
the
of the best
fuck
shot
is
blockers
this
in the
guy?
league.
Oh,
okay, you're an
wait,
idiot, it's
no,
fine.
I don't know who this
Yeah,
guy
don't
is.
You're an
say
idiot.
old,
No,
bro.
you're
Just
an
move on.
I don't know
That's
who
it.
this
Let's
guy is. No, there's this one young player. I forgot what team he plays for. That everybody's like, oh, he's so good. I don't think it's Walker.
Yeah, no,
Kessler.
no, it's fine.
He's
It's fine.
obviously
You're an idiot.
overrated. Like they need to relax. They call him Dwight Howard and stuff like that, bro. But
No,
like
you're
Austin
an-
Reeves too. Let's actually bro. Let's talk about it.
How are you talking
Right?
shit about me not knowing Walker Kessler when you didn't know who was that guy in Real Madrid? You didn't know who Eddie Tavares was.
No, I just
A
there was some
Cavs
Mario
legend. You didn't know
Hazonia
who he
I
was.
thinking
Come
about.
on, bro.
No, I don't know.
Anyways,
No, it was Mario Hazonia. I was looking
Gabriel
for Mario
Deck.
Hazonia.
Gabriel Deck.
These are not real guys.
Deck.
NBC.
Hold up.
Vincent
Okay, bro. No,
Poirier.
hold up. Because
Best team in the
the
world.
first guy let's focus on is Austin Reeves, right? because like we actually started talking about Austin Reeves like a year and a half ago, right? You brought him up. You're like, oh yeah, Lakers got some kid named Austin Reeves. You're like, oh yeah, he's all right. And I was like, oh yeah, but he's clutch. A year later, he's not just a clutch guy anymore. He's like a legit NBA player, right? I told you guys that this offseason he could get like a phenomenal offer. I think like there was a report that the Spurs offered exactly what I said they were going to offer, like 60 million for 4 years and stuff like that. So like he's a legit player. He was a third option on that Lakers team, but like I'm white. I guess I could say it, but like let's relax, bro. Like I like Austin Reeves. I like Austin Reeves, but like, why is he on my newsfeed every single day? It's kind of like racist, honestly. Like they're like promoting him. They're promoting him way too much.
He's a white guy on the Lakers.
That's but it's like crazy.
He's a good player.
Crazy.
It's
He's
unfortunate
very good player.
because dude, they did the same thing about Alex Caruso, and if anything, Alex Caruso was probably a better player.
No, I don't know about that.
Alex Caruso was a great
like he's a good defender, but he's not like consistent shooter and stuff like that.
I like that one.
He's a winning, like both like winning players, good players, but like Austin Reeves getting a little too much hype. Number 2, Anthony Edwards. Like, did I miss something? Did I miss something this past year?
What did you miss?
That Anthony Edwards is now like certain to be a top 5 player in this league and stuff like. I like Anthony Edwards, right? I really like. He's first of all the person, hilarious guy, like great guy to fucking listen to and stuff like that. But Minnesota, I don't even think they made the playoffs last year, right? Like the fact, like are they going to play? Are the playing?
No, they faced.
Don't even want to hear that.
Bro, they faced.
Are they?
Nuggets.
Where would you place Minnesota?
Good.
Where would you?
They did pretty good.
Oh yeah, against Denver. No, yeah, 4-1.
I liked the team, but it didn't really turn out to be. And also, Karl Anthony Towns was hurt a lot of that year.
No, I mean,
I really like Anthony Edwards. I mean, I'm just gonna cut you off because I'm gonna cut you off now. I know where all this hate is stemming from.
You know exactly.
I know exactly why.
It's not hate. It's not hate.
No, it's hate. It's hate because you
It's
know
not hate.
you know how
It's not
you
hate.
know where it's leading. You know where it's leading, right? Go. Keep going.
No. I just think that like the fact that he's being like touted and like even Steve Kerr is putting like more hype on it. That he is no doubt the guy in that team. He's so much better than everybody in that team.
I think
I don't know about
I'll tell you
that,
this.
bro.
Let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this right now.
I think Jalen Brunson's that guy in the team, honestly. If we have to pick someone.
Right, fair enough. You're obviously gonna say that's the Knicks guy.
And bro, I wasn't gonna say something about him and RJ Barrett. I couldn't give a damn about that.
Yeah, it's not even close because
not if you talk shit about RJ Barrett. What a weirdo. After the game.
He sucks.
Like, shit out. RJ would beat the dog shit out of him, bro. 6'9" in his fucking face.
Yeah, no. He can keep fighting, but he's not a good basketball player. And he's Canadian.
Canada's actually doing well, so
let me tell you something. Anthony Edwards is not even close to even being the most overhyped player in the NBA. There's one player that has that title, and I tell you who it is right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the most overhyped players that I've seen in the last couple of years, by far. You call him a top 10 player because he's not a top 10 player. I hear this guy.
Nobody call him a top 10 player. You can't just
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony
Edwards.
Anthony. No, he's a top 20 player.
I've heard that a lot. People say about him in the MVP race. People are saying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be up there for the MVP. I heard that by a lot of people.
Recently, someone came out and said
nobody said that
Shai
top 5 MVP.
Someone said recently that Shai has a deeper bag than Luka Doncic. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the hell a deeper bag means, but
it's just terminologies that people like to use that just like they think they could just get away with it.
What the fuck does that mean?
You lie.
I mean, bro, like they can both do anything they want.
Yeah, no, Luka Doncic is a better player, and he's got he can score better than him. He can pass better than him. He can rebound better than him. Yeah, it's not even close.
You think Shai is more overhyped than Anthony Edwards?
1,000%.
Anthony Edwards is
I disagree.
Anthony Edwards is better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Whoa, that's crazy. Now you're crossing the line, bro. Respectfully speaking, now you're crossing the line. He's not better
because
than
bro,
I mean, he has.
Bro, these are real conversations, like real comparisons. Like okay,
like what does Shai Gilgeous have shown you?
He's one of the most clutch players in the league.
Right,
number one.
He averaged
he mid range. He's top 3, top 4 on the planet. He can
Okay.
get 30 points on any single team he wants. He's an okay playmaker. Defensively, he can get in the passing lanes. And considering the age and what they that trade right now looks better for Oklahoma, obviously. He's like he's probably behind Jimmy Butler, the second best two guard in the league. And Devin Booker.
Shai averaged 31 points last season.
Bro, he had a Michael
Come on,
Jordan
man.
type year.
Come on,
last
man.
season.
Tigo,
Like
come on,
his
man.
numbers wise. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, clutch in the fourth quarter. And he was the guy in Oklahoma.
I think in a year's time, we're gonna be having a different discussion about Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is a great player. I've said before.
Shai has better surroundings. He's in a better environment. Oklahoma. Are you crazy?
They're
right now?
good. Look. Don't
He's-
spoil
there's
too
nobody
much because we're gonna have
around him.
we're gonna have a conversation about season predictions when it gets closer. But Oklahoma are good, man. Keep an eye out for them. Personally, that's
Minnesota
what I
are good too, but
No, Oklahoma's
they gotta trade. They gotta trade Cat first. Shai is undoubtedly the guy in that team. Bro.
Shai Gilgeous
carried that
Alexander,
team.
when I seen him in the playoffs, he didn't show up. He did in his first year. Anthony Edwards against the champions, the eventual
Show up.
champions,
How do you lose 4-1
put
and
up
show up?
30. He did his job. It was everyone else.
Bro, he scored 35, but we lost to
outperformed-
Lithuania. I don't care.
He
scored 35, and we
he
lost to
outperformed-
Lithuania.
He outperformed his regular season production. That to me
You know what that
shows you're a
tells
great
me?
player in
When
the
you-
biggest
when-
moment in time
when he
against the
scores
best team.
35,
And like I said,
we
the
lose to Lithuania.
Timberwolves did very well against the Denver Nuggets considering who they faced on their way.
Oh my god!
So
What do you want pat in the back for
I like
doing
Anthony
good?
Edwards.
Get out of
And
the
then
first round. Has
and
been 15
what,
years.
what about Shai Gilgeous? You give him a pat on the back to do nothing? What has he done?
What expectations does the Shai have? Now
we'll
because
see.
he's all NBA
See.
caliber player,
Right.
we expect
Not
Oklahoma
all
to
NBA
definitely be in the
caliber player, in my opinion.
not all
Bradley,
NBA
Brad,
caliber
Brad,
player,
Brad,
bro.
Brad,
bro. 31
You know who gets on-
points is
Bradley Beal.
crazy.
Bradley Beal.
Julius Randle is
I
all
can find
NBA
you more
caliber, bro.
evidence. It's very good. That's
Stop
very good.
it.
That's very good. Bradley Beal did the exact same thing, and everyone was cooking him, right? But now when Shai Gilgeous gets a little different expectations and no slander at all, right? It's okay. It's fine. That's what I'm saying. He's
Listen,
overhyped. I
bro,
think he's a very solid
Bro,
player.
Anthony
I think
Edwards
Shai's
is a
very,
great.
very good player. Overhyped is different from not being a good player. I think he's a fantastic player. He can get better. He's young. I love what he's doing. I think he's overhyped. Yeah. I don't think he's an all NBA
Hold up,
first team player.
How
I don't
old
think
is
so.
Shai? 23.
Not sure.
Let's do it right now.
Not sure.
25.
It feels like it's 25. Anthony Edwards is
Okay.
what 20.
He just turned
20
25, 22,
Right.
23. Anthony
Yeah,
Edwards.
22 maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. So, to me, 22 years old. I think Anthony
22.
Edwards will be a better player. than him.
Anthony Edwards is a very good player. I rate him a lot, but like
Anthony
I think
Edwards
it's tough
is
to
a
say
two-way-
that he's better
Two-way.
He's
than a
two-way.
30-point per
Yeah,
game
future
player.
MVP
Has the
of
balls
this
to do
league.
anything.
I agree.
Anthony
I
Edwards
agree.
will be a future MVP in this league. He'll be a top 10, arguably top 5 player in the league at one point.
What are
I
you
agree.
saying about Anthony Edwards that we can't say about Shai? You said future MVP. I can say Shai's a future MVP. in
Future
this league.
MVP as well. I agree. I think there's a higher
Top 5 player
ceiling
in the league.
for
Definitely.
there's a
Shai.
higher ceiling for Anthony Edwards, in my opinion. I think he could be a way better defender. Him and
Yeah, okay.
Anthony Edwards
I'll give you that.
scoring game, like I said, talking about the bag.
There's
Anthony
the-
Edwards can add so much more to his team. He's more of a physical
He's more athletic.
player.
He's
stuff
more
like that.
athletic.
He's more
Yeah,
athletic,
okay.
but he can add more of an element to his game. Shai Gilgeous, this is it. This is how much better can he get, really? from the
Listen,
offensive
bro.
end.
This is
Like I
this
said,
is a good.
Andy Edwards
good
can add a
debate.
playmaking. Andy Edwards can add playmaking to his game. Can do that. That's what I'm saying. There's a higher ceiling for Andy Edwards than Shai
This is
Gilgeous to me.
This is a
And
good
you're
debate.
telling me Shai Gilgeous? You telling me this Shai Gilgeous right now is a top 10 player in NBA?
I know.
That's what you're
nobody
saying when
ever
you
said
put him
that,
in.
bro. I'll
When you
give
put
you
him in an
right
all
now.
NBA first
I
team,
look-
when
I
you're
have-
putting him
bro,
in a
you-
full
You
NBA
know what I
first
do?
team.
Yoni, bro, you know what I do. I got that shit ready. My rankings. I'll tell you exactly where I put Shai after
His-
this past year, right?
You know who has the deepest bag? Ahmed's notes, bro. His phone. 1 terabyte just to hold notes.
But now I know. Now I'm gonna tell you this right now because this is when it gets a little crazy, and I know Ahmed's gonna like this.
Ready?
Anthony Edwards is. Go ahead.
No, get
What do you
finish.
have?
Finish your statement, Tigo. I was actually like,
No.
you killed the suspense. I was anticipating you saying
Well,
something.
I'm assuming. And now I'm gonna get crazy. Because I'm mad. You're gonna like this. Know why I like Anthony Edwards so much? That's a
If you
future
said, bro, if
Miami
he's
Heat player. That's a future Miami Heat player. This guy's favorite player. This guy, he is coming to Miami. I'm telling you right now, it's a guaranteed fact. He's coming to Miami. You look at his favorite player being Dwayne Wade.
Anyway,
Relationship between Dwayne Wade and him.
Walker
Look at his
Ross
relationship
Kessler
with-
is an American
and they
professional
say- and they say
basketball
Knicks
player for
fans
the
the
Utah
worst, by the
Jazz of the National Basketball
And
Association.
they say
When-
Knicks
when
fans
you-
the worst.
Walker Ross Kessler. He
We'll
played
see.
college basketball
I
for
haven't
the
been
North
wrong yet.
Carolina Tar
I haven't
Heels.
been wrong yet.
Listen,
at
bro.
all.
Listen, I'll give you right
Haven't
now.
been
Why
Right?
do you
Yeah.
say some things, Tigu, that like
Who's
what makes Anthony
I haven't
Edwards?
been wrong yet, buddy.
Yes, you have. Yes, you
I
have.
told you.
You've never been
Hold on.
wrong. Bradley
Hold on.
Beal was joining you guys.
That was by accident. I didn't mean that.
All right, we forgive you. It was an accident. Anthony Edwards is going to be an accident as well.
No, I'm all right.
Ahmed,
It's a
go
guarantee.
ahead.
Yo, I have
Someone
Shy
else.
16th,
In the NBA?
And where do you have Anthony Edwards?
16th
Where do you have
NBA.
Anthony Edwards? Do you have
and I have
Edwards right
Anthony Edwards right now. Let me see. I got
That's a
now?
whole-
Honestly, I don't
22nd.
think Shai Gilchrist is even
22nd.
16th best player in the NBA.
22nd in the NBA?
yeah.
That's
I- I
impressive.
think this is-
I give you my list. But
I
No,
don't
no,
think Shai.
don't
Who's
do that.
who's? Can you read me from 16 to 20? Can you just read me who do you have? There?
Shy, it's hilarious, by the way, that you asked me. 16 Shy, 17 Jalen Brunson, number 18 Jalen Brown, number 19 Jamal Murray, number 20 Donovan Mitchell, number 21 John Morant, number 22 Anthony Edwards. Yeah,
You
bro,
won?
I'm bro.
Jalen Brunson is better than Shai Gilchrist. I'll put my hand out there and I say, I don't give a fuck about bag. I don't care about talent. I don't care this. Jalen Brunson gets the job done.
People don't
me,
understand about
he's better
Jalen
than-
Brunson, bro.
He's better than Shai Gilchrist.
There's
I
not
don't
much
care about
difference
what he
with-
did last year. I'm sorry. I don't care about 30 points a game. No. Jamal Murray,
I have him right there.
Let's-
John Morant.
John Morant, bro. Like,
Oh, that's tough, though.
John
That's tough.
Morant when he's
I put him
playing
top 20.
basketball.
Yeah, when he's playing basketball.
John
that's
Morant when
tough.
he's playing basketball.
That's like a conversation you would like.
they're just as
Is he
good
ever
without
going to
him.
play again?
And Anthony Edwards is there. And you're going to see this year. I think Anthony
see.
Edwards is going to have a monster year this year.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Can we
A
move
lot of
on
changes.
to NFL?
Let's go.
Giants,
My fantasy
Jets.
team is going to win again.
Oh, we got NFL back, bro. That's bro. There's something about NFL.
I got green for
I
the
don't
Jets. These two are
I don't
Giants
know, bro.
fans. Aaron Rodgers, baby.
When it
woo!
comes to NFL and like the last couple of years, right, with the Jets, even when we were so bad, I would still get so excited, and it would take about like halftime till I'll be like, damn, this is gonna be like another season like that. But man, NFL is something about it.
yeah.
I love it. Like I love when it's back. Football, baby, the best in the world in the States. Let's go. So,
Respectfully,
Jets-
I like when the Jets are hyped up and they have a little thing because it makes the
doesn't
debate
happen
because
much.
back in it does, well it has in a while, but I remember when the Giants 2011 when the Jets were people were saying the Jets are the best team in the state
AFC.
or in the city at least. When you guys had Mark Sanchez, when you went to back-to-back AFC conference
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
championships, right? Everyone was talking shit, and we went on to win the Super Bowl. So I like when
Well,
the
you guys
Jets are hyped up.
You guys beat us that year on Christmas Day, and then that
Victor
kind of
Cruz?
fucked us. And yeah, and then one
It's
team
okay,
went
that-
this way,
that-
one team went up.
Exactly. So I like this because Jets fans like to run their mouth. Ahmed, you know that they love to run their mouth against the Giants. They're like our little brothers, right? I like how the situation's flipped now. You're as a Knicks fan. and
Okay,
I'm a Nets
but
fan,
like,
and now I'm a Giants fan, and you're a Jets fan. I like the situation's flipped because you're little brothers.
But
We let you.
but listen
play
to
in
my
our-
words.
in our backyard.
listen to my words.
Go ahead.
Giants are a cornerstone franchise of the NFL, a top 4 franchise in the NFL. There is no
Right.
doubt that they are the undisputed team in
Right.
New York.
Right.
No doubt about it. I'm not a
And-
stupid Nets fan who came here from New Jersey,
Right.
who had the audacity to even like threaten us or stuff like that. Like it
Right.
was so disrespectful. And look what happened to them. Karma, right? They got shitted on, right? So
Yeah, they got
there's- Jets have like we know that when it comes to football, we're number 2, but that doesn't matter because like we have our own fan base and stuff like that. So
Yeah, exactly.
well-established fan
I
base.
respect it. Obviously, there's a little bit of a rivalry between us, right?
Yeah.
Jets, Giants, of course. Even though we're not in the same conference,
no, of
there's
course.
still something there. It depends who does better, and I like this. So it reminds me of the old days, like the early 2010s. So
And,
I like when it's like this, and also if you remember, we had a little beef. We had a preseason game against each other. Aaron Rodgers
year,
is already
really.
coming out talking shit. What did he say about MetLife? I think what did he say about that Jet Life Stadium. You see, this is what I like. I like Aaron Rodgers, but he talks too much for a loser, for a perennial loser, for someone that under. Well, you're looking at me when you look at his talent to only have one Super Bowl. That's not a loser To me, that's a loser. Eli Manning has more Super Bowl rings than him. Sorry,
I think
but it's okay.
Listen,
I just hope it's not like the last time you guys picked up a older Green Bay Packers quarterback.
this is
That's all I
not
wish for
even the
guys.
same. Not even the same thing. Brett Favre came
Never
here
know.
knowing that,
Never know.
Brett Favre came here knowing that he would end up on Minnesota, and it was a stopgap, without a doubt. And
Right.
even the Jets knew that, and that's why we didn't give up as much. The Jets gave up a lot to get Aaron Rodgers. Like a good amount to get Aaron Rodgers. He's here for multiple seasons. This team
You
that
would
we
hope.
have is much better.
Good team.
Much better than the team we had back then. It's
course.
like pretty similar, really.
Wait, back then when? Oh,
Like-
2008, you're saying?
2008, like yeah,
Right.
that was when I really started
Okay.
coming right there. Like
Right,
Like,
right.
when Rivers came in, I came in with
when
him.
you hopped
so.
on the bandwagon.
Well, Reeves to me is the best cornerback ever, in my opinion. So I'll give you
Over
that.
Deion
respect. I
Sanders?
love Reeves. Yeah, I love
I,
Reeves.
I respect that
I think-
because if we're talking about like pure position, he might be the best ever.
Right.
But Dion, I mean, he's just an icon and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Jets, honestly, it's Monday night, so I think the Giants should go first. Obviously, Sunday night versus Cowboys. Don't have the best record against the Cowboys. But the Cowboys could be hurt. I think they got Zach Martin paid and everything. I think like they're good to go. Also, I was hearing today that like Joe Shane, he like redid the contract of Daniel Jones to free up some money. I guess because Mike Evans is available or a guy like that. Obviously, only a couple of days to go. If they can get Mike Evans, that's a huge.
I would love.
Because I still think offensively they need help. You cannot trust Darren Waller to be your number one option. Not because he's not talented, because he
Injury issue. Yeah,
he's only a tight
I
end,
agree.
and obviously gets hurt. Saquon is phenomenal. Also injuries with him, but he is phenomenal.
Right.
He proved last year that he can carry a team. So
Correct.
Sunday night against Cowboys, do you think? I mean, because it's been like the last couple games that you guys just can't beat the Cowboys. And you guys
Cowboys are good. Cowboys are good. We're home. I think it's a new season. I think game one we can know it. We can
fucking
win
hype for that.
Oh, it's gonna be a big game. It's gonna be a big
MetLife,
game.
those back-to-back nights, baby.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting.
Honestly,
It's gonna be very, very nice. It's gonna be very, very exciting because I think this season we have a lot of expectations this year. The offensive issues, I get it. Waller, I'm super excited to see Waller come play for the team. I think we made a lot of great signings. Jalen Hyatt, Waller,
You're
Paris
number 13,
Campbell.
right?
Yep. Looks like older out there too. Looks like him when he has a helmet on. But there's a lot of expectation. We definitely improved throughout the whole team. Great draft. Another year for Evan Neal. Hopefully he can improve. Kayvon Thibodeau, another year that he can improve. Andrew Thomas is one of the best O-lines in the NFL. Daniel Jones got paid. We're hoping he does better this year, which I think he will another year under the system. I think we have a little bit of a difficult schedule, and I'm happy Saquon's back. So we'll see. I think we might I think we're going to win more than 7 games. I think that's like the betting odds where we are, 7 games. I think we can easily get to double digits. We can. Do I expect it? No, but I think we can. With Brian Dable as the coach, we can do it. If we can bring in Mike Evans.
You guys play the AFC East this year, which would be a big help for us.
We're gonna
you guys get some wins. Oof, I wish, because you guys got Miami and Buffalo back to back,
AFC stuff,
and then New England, and,
and then we face you guys.
Yeah.
We face you guys also. That's gonna be a big game because last time we faced you guys, like you said, Victor Cruz went on.
Bro, this has to be like, because I was telling my friend,
exciting years.
Like I can't. Even back then, like we were like 500 and stuff like that. Like the Jets, hopefully, can be like over like multiple games over 500, and the Giants too, because like their schedule, right? And I think like that first game, bro, if they get like just like last year, if they start off 1-0, 2-0, if that's such a big boost for them, like that's
MetLife's gonna be crazy.
Win.
No,
like,
it's just like
you would love to start one, especially in that division. It's gonna be a tough division, and then you got Arizona after that, right? Arizona's gonna be shit.
Barbecue
no
chicken,
Kyler Murray and stuff like that. Speaking of Kyler Murray, I think Kyler Murray could be on the move this year. We'll see what happens.
Very well.
San Francisco, it's tough. tough, but they could have Nick Bosa out. We'll see what happens. And Seahawks, you guys always play tough anyway. And then obviously the AFC. So I think if you guys start off 1-0,
we have a
huge.
Of course. I definitely agree on that. It's a little bit difficult schedule than last year, but if we could get that win against the Cowboys, that'd be crazy. I think we can get double-digit wins. We can. I don't think we're there at Super Bowl yet because we just don't have that it factor, that star on offense. Obviously Saquon, yes, but we need somebody in the receiving. Mike Evans, is he that guy? I think Mike Evans is a fantastic player, but I don't know. I'm getting
Let me ask you a question.
I love Mike Evans
right now.
man.
Right now,
if we get him, that'd be
in
fantastic.
the NFC. Right now, in the NFC, I feel like all of us would say, okay, you have the Eagles, right?
Of course,
loaded,
crazy.
You have San Francisco,
always good.
loaded. That's two teams. I would probably put Dallas also loaded. I'll put Dallas third. Maybe Seattle, Detroit, Minnesota. Do you really like? You can
Detroit.
Put, if Giants show up, and Giants probably have the best coach out of all those teams, right?
I agree.
Bro, you can, especially if you guys get Mike Evans, there's no reason why you guys can't be the fourth best team in the NFC. And if you're the fourth best team in NFC, then you can consider yourself a Super Bowl contender, really.
I agree.
You like it or not.
You're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. And I totally agree with you. And
the Giants
if we get Mike Evans, that'd be fantastic. No.
Well, I mean, once they got the playoffs.
When did you say it again, Tico?
Yeah. I said the year before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was a pretty bad prediction.
Yeah, so I think Giants should be an exciting year. Daniel Jones, big things to prove. See what happens. First Sunday. Oh my goodness. Oh, I cannot wait this week, bro. Let's get to the Jets though. Speaking of big games, I mean, this is the biggest game in Jets, like definitely since probably like that New England game for me, and then obviously those two AFC Championship games. But in terms of regular season game, this is the most hyped up, the most highly bro, people have been talking about this game for months now. As soon as we got Aaron Rodgers, months, and it starts off Buffalo Bills. I mean, like the team in the AFC East right there, right now that we have to beat. Josh Allen versus fucking Aaron Rodgers, September 11th in New York. Obviously, we know what that means. It's gonna be very, very hyped up night. And like, listen, bro, with that, let me give you our first 6 games of the season. Buffalo at home, Cowboys away, New England, who we haven't beaten in the last 12 games, Chiefs, Denver Broncos, with a lot of shit talking with Sean Payne, Eagles. So very tough schedule. We have to go at least 2-4, 3-3, or season's probably already over there. Even though the back end of the schedule is very, very light. It's all about right now offensive line, keeping Aaron Rodgers healthy. I trust Aaron Rodgers. You said he's a loser. I believe that once he has a top 5 defense and Mr. Hackett, he's a MVP type player, and he always gets to at least the fucking championship game. So I believe this season, I still want to see what happens. But if you ask me 4 weeks in and we play to how I think we can play, I believe we are a Super Bowl contender. And for me to say that about the New York Jets, you should know that I don't say that. I keep it real with the New York Jets. Super Bowl contenders. Don't fuck this up, bro. This is like, oh my goodness. Like, what a time to be a Jets fan. And a New York football fan, really. So we'll see what happens.
So can I ask you a question, Ahmed? What is the expectation? A Super Bowl appearance or a Super Bowl championship?
Yeah, I saw a lot of people talk about that. Like, people are saying that get to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to disrespect Pat Mahomes like that. Pat Mahomes, you have to go through Pat Mahomes first. I think he's the best player in the NFL by a long distance right now. He's the Michael Jordan of the NFL right now. I think considering everything, we should get to the AFC Championship game. And I'm not saying we have to win the division. The best teams that I've ever seen, that are fucking the Jets, never won the division. They were a 10-win team, had a good quarterback and a phenomenal defense. So if we have a great defense and if we sneak in the wild card, I don't care how we get there. Once we get in the playoffs, we're going to be a hard out for anybody. And I think the AFC Championship game, considering like we don't face Kansas City earlier than that, we should get to the AFC Championship game and play Kansas City. And what happens over there. That's the minimum, or what I expect from the Jets this season.
Fair enough. Listen,
That's fair.
you know that I've always been a big fan of the Jets. I think you guys are building something there. I've loved Salah. I love Robert Salah. I think I
Joe
loved
Douglas,
him when
baby.
he came in. I love when he came in. I'm getting a little bit suspect about him. I don't know if he's like the real like. Is there
About HBO, the Hard Knocks.
right? Yeah, yeah. There's
Bro,
something
honestly,
about him.
bro,
Like I
that's
think he's
bro.
like a fake tough
If you
guy.
no, if you watch any like behind the scenes with any team, bro, did you see the Cardinals guy? I'm looking for killers, bro.
Oh.
It's just these coaches have to draw something up and have to say, and it's always gonna look awkward. It's always gonna look fake. It's always gonna be
Right.
like that. I think
Right.
Robert Salah, right? Though
And
the
I like
first
Salah.
season,
I
what
like
really
Salah.
bothered me, the first season is, and listen, you have Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson as your quarterback, and you have no offensive coordinator and stuff like that. I get it,
Right.
but there is no reason for you to be a defensive coordinator coming from the San Francisco 49ers, who had the best defense in the league, and we are ranked 32nd in the run and the pass and stuff like that. That bothered me. Last year, when we
It was
had
totally different.
like
Yeah.
a
guys
somewhat
in,
good offense, our defense was elite, not good, elite, top 5
Yeah,
in
top
the world,
5 for sure.
top 3 maybe. So we'll see,
Right.
bro. And
I like it. It all depends on Aaron Rodgers, man. It all depends.
and listen, if they don't win at least 10 games and make the playoffs, he's gone. Sorry, and I love Robert Salah, but he's gone. He has to be.
Yeah, no, of course, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just hope. I don't know why I think of this team like last year's Denver Broncos. A lot of hype, new quarterback, great defense.
You don't think it's more
weapons.
similar to Tampa Bay? I mean, they won 7 games that one year, right? How much did the Jets win last year? 7 games.
Right.
You look at that.
But this is
that
the thing.
defense.
It's
That was
I know,
a
but
stacked defense.
offense.
Offense ready to
Denver
go.
Broncos
You're right.
is a bad comparison, to be honest.
I
mean,
think it.
you're comparing
I think
Aaron Rodgers
it's
to
better
who?
than.
Like,
Well, he's
Russell
also
Wilson
comparing.
as
he's
a
also-
future Hall of
he's-
Fame guy.
He
He's
is.
Hall of Fame.
he
Everyone was
is,
saying he was a top 5
but come on.
wide receiver. I mean,
But he never also
quarterback, sorry.
received an MVP, a fucking
But there's
MVP
also
vote. So.
there's also a difference,
Aaron
Ronnie,
Rodgers.
between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
I agree.
Aaron
Oh, but
Rodgers
it's-
has baggage. There's big.
I think-
not about the player. It's about his leadership qualities. There's a little difference.
He's been
Aaron
literally
Rodgers
perfect.
can get.
I think we lost you. He's been perfect so far. But
for
if
now.
you listen to
He
him,
hasn't played a game. He hasn't played a game. He hasn't done nothing.
okay, yeah,
It's
that's
when
true.
stuff goes sideways is when you see
True.
the real side of Aaron Rodgers.
I'll give you that.
That's all I'm saying. It's totally different.
RELAX, relax.
Right. Right. So it all depends on Aaron Rodgers. Because like I said, Aaron Rodgers, talent wise, fantastic. Fucking unbelievable. This is the best quarterback you guys are gonna see in years. I don't even remember the last time you guys had a good quarterback. Sorry.
But
This-
from
not
the
even
moment,
ever, maybe.
the moment he stepped on,
He's the best quarterback ever, right? Just history.
10
to
times
be.
the quarterback Joe
Of
Namath
course.
is. 10 times, and I love Joe Namath. 10 times.
Of course, you gotta respect Joe Nathan, but talent wise, it's like not
Come
even
on,
close,
not even
right?
close. The most talented quarterback of all time, possibly.
So now, but the issues is his personal issues. Sometimes leadership
overrated.
qualities. I don't know, man. You can't say that when he's won 1 Super Bowl in his whole illustrious career with all the talent, with all those Green Bay teams,
people need to stop.
with
Like
all those Green Bay teams that.
Drew Brees won 1 Super Bowl. Peyton Manning won 1 Super Bowl until he got carried by
Dude,
Denver and another one.
Payment. Yep. Payment. Yeah. That's embarrassing. Is it not for Payment Manning? That doesn't take away from Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers is top 5 quarterback ever. That's the same thing with Payment Manning. But to win the Super Bowl, there's questions about it. Payment Manning had
Should have
questions.
had at least 2.
In the playoffs. In the playoffs, he choked. He got worse. That's a real.
Now
Good
listen,
question about
bro,
Payman.
to score 9 points against
You know what
San
I mean?
Francisco at home is an
It's
embarrassment.
embarrassing. It was a weird game. Don't get me wrong. But it was fucking embarrassing.
corner.
There's many years before that, and there's many years where the team fucked him over. I can agree with that. But we can't talk about there's no outside the field issues. Like, come on, there's been issues with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers likes to run his mouth a lot, especially in New York now. It's a little weird. So I do think if you look at it on paper, I think the Jets are due to probably win that division or probably finish second.
Miami's no
good.
joke.
All the
New England
Miami's
got
no
a
joke.
phenomenal defense. Buffalo's good.
New England's good.
Division is crazy, bro. Crazy.
Aaron Rodgers to a top five defense with elite running back coming back, with Dalvin Cook coming into that team, with Garrett Wilson as your wide receiver 1. It's a fantastic team. Could they go to the Super Bowl? They can, but I just can't believe with Aaron Rodgers. I can't. But it does make this team very, very interesting. If everything clicks, the sky's the limit.
All we know that Sunday night. Oh my goodness, we will be there. Monday night,
God,
we will be there.
we
$200
will be
tickets
there.
is crazy, and to back the last seat in the stadium is $205 right now.
Crazy,
But
crazy.
it might
crazy,
be
crazy.
worth it because it's
Might be
Aaron
right.
Rodgers stadium. Right.
Let's go.
So yeah, that about
Dan
does it
Jones, baby.
for this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Keep up the support. We see you guys watching our videos, liking our videos. TikTok just hit 20K views for the first time on one of
Bang.
our videos. So thank you guys for the support. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Salute. Thank you, guys.